Does it work?
It hopefully does. We are die rolling. We're down 2 tonight, 1 with illness, 1 elsewhere. But we have...
But I'm back.
We have got Malcolm back.
Oh, good. Save the
I got
day.
Malcolm back.
So we're at least net neutral on last week. We play Dungeons & Dragons. We are playing a game called The Star Engine, set in the cruel and hostile lands of Asher. We have Xolen the Gnome, Sildon the Rogue, and Malcolm.
And
He's not.
I thought you were going straight in.
I was going to.
That was it, yeah.
He plays a monk. Now I'll go straight in.
Nice.
Hello, boys. Pink lemonade?
Mom!
Get it.
And welcome back. At the end of last session, on the road following the trail of blood from Razna Salhathna, the party were almost assassinated, or one member of the party was Xolen, by somebody that we believe managed to get away. After the assassination attempt, Layla and Weir, two of the individuals you met back in Weirdware all those many moons ago, were also there, apparently working for the same person as the would-be assassin.
Scum.
They were fixated in some way on your bag.
It's a fantastic piece of accessory.
You clambered into the bag. You invited them to do the same thing. And upon, in particular, Layla's exit from the bag, her eyes rolled back and she spoke a language that you've not heard before, and that is where we join again tonight.
I'd like to point out all of that demonic intention did not come from the bag. There's nothing in the bag.
Sounds calming.
It does sound calming.
Layla smiles, her eyes black as night and hood now removed, revealing her burnished blonde hair surrounding two majestic horns, which are now twisting, slowly elongating.
Great.
Her face grimaces as you hear a rip from her back.
Great.
Smiling in between anguished expression, she sheds her armour, revealing her bare torso. Her skin looks sallow, ashen. Two hellish, spiny, translucent, clay-coloured wings unfurled from Layla's shoulder blades, spanning twice the width of the dirt track you're stood on. In this deep, otherworldly voice, if you remember, was discorded, three voices all at once.
He told me everything. I understand it all. The keys to the cow, the revenant, the great divide, the creation of the gods, Weirdwit, Duzdanessa's queen,
Slow
the
down a minute.
Star Engine.
Everyone pulls up naked.
Hold on, slow down a moment. Just need to write this down a moment.
Asna.
Suddenly, I'll repeat that for you in a bit if you want.
Please.
Suddenly,
In the break.
as if in a dream, her body fades to nothing.
Great.
In front of your very eyes.
Oh.
That's good.
Weir stumbles and falls to the floor in a look of sheer terror and disbelief. Malcolm, as everything returns to colour, you find yourself looking down upon a crashed carriage in the middle of a long dirt track with tall grass either side of you. You see your friend standing over a bare-chested man lying prone, 60 feet beneath you. Feeling your body as being suspended, you hear an unfamiliar language whispered in your ear.
Find Duzda Nasa, for he will save you.
As you fall, you have the briefest moment to take a reaction as you fall through the air, about 60 foot from the ground.
Right.
It was very brief, that reaction.
Okay, what can I do? Hang on, I can do something here.
A new toy. Brought a new toy today.
Yeah, the old one broke.
Oh no.
I can do something. There is something I can
What are you looking
dodge. I'm sure there is
for? Would you like me to help you?
something. Maybe I didn't write it on my sheet. I'm sure there was something that I can do. Jumping, like falling and stuff like that. But
Whatever you're going to do, you have to do it quickly.
uh,
For we're about 30 feet from the ground now.
right. Okay. I'll use my key to.
You did an Iron Man landing.
Yeah, I'll try and do a. I'll try and. I don't know if I can get away with this, but I'm going to try it and use my
Nice.
Radiant Sunbolt to do an Iron Man landing.
Iron Man landing.
I love it.
Okay, so
As
you're
I'm
expecting a key.
falling, I'm going to push down with the key.
Okay.
And if you don't allow it, we're going on strike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, you can certainly attempt it.
How am I going to do this?
So
I'm a big
give
fan of
me.
this.
I want an. Give me a normal attack roll with the spell.
That's not good. That's. Oh, no, my tab has gone off. I can't. No, why have you gone off?
I'll get my damage
Sorry,
dice
scared
ready.
Why have you switched off?
Ah.
Okay.
So normally say calm under pressure.
Yeah. Normal attack roll.
Maybe you wanna.
I'll use my. I'll use my dex.
Yeah, they should all be dex too.
So it's blah, 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 blah. Martial arts, where's it gone? There it is. Special attack, range spell attack, range 30 feet, so I can use it to hit the ground, and I'm firing it at the ground. I rolled a 3. Plus my
It's not going to be enough.
8.
It's not going to be enough. So you attempt it. What it does do is it instantly draws your attention from over your shoulder. This burst of light from behind you, and you turn just in time to see this carriage, which was lying on its side with the wardrocks sort of, which were attached to it. And you just see this crash and this big burst of light. Probably don't even have enough time to quite realise that it's Malcolm. Malcolm, you're going to take some damage.
More demons.
Of course I am.
You're going to take 9 bludgeoning. Your fall is somewhat cushioned by the carriage which you land on. I mean, it's not the most comfortable of landings, but you're not landing on hard, bare ground.
Background. Nice. Oh.
Oh.
Marvellous. Maybe not quite.
That sounded nice at first.
Yeah.
So when you catch a smell of something, you think, that's nice. Then you get closer, and you're like, ooh, that smells nice.
Okay, so I've appeared in the sky and crashed to earth in the now ruined chariot.
Like Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
So you fell out of the sky in a ball of fire.
There's a colour which kind of sticks with you, even though you can't remember more than what I told you
Red.
previously. which is grey. Like just whatever occurred during the period of time where you last had a memory and you arriving here, it was grey.
What shade of grey?
Yeah. That is the universal.
Stone grey.
Probably 50.
50 shades of grey.
No,
That's what's been
no
happening.
what's apparently been happening.
Grey is the universal death screen as well.
It is,
Yeah.
that's what. Everything fades to grey. It doesn't fade to black.
No, yeah.
Fade to grey. Fade to grey.
Black would be absence of light. Grey has a colour.
Yeah.
Death.
Oh my. Oh my. We're on the ground. Just looks completely shocked. Malcolm, you're obviously in some pain, completely unaware of where you are. You two have just had this experience with Layla, who's no longer here, it seems.
Quite pleased, actually.
And this great crash that's occurred behind you.
That was a terror.
Thorinir is also not here. Not completely sure when he left.
Sat down really fast, probably. Just
Gone.
in the
In the
undergrowth, yeah.
Lost him.
Doesn't fancy a demon, I don't think.
I wonder why I didn't trust magic.
Grown.
Right.
Was that Malcolm?
Is it? Yeah. I'm gonna.
So they breed with the men and deposit them through some kind of dimensional gate.
Once we're done with you, just get kicked through the portal.
Grown.
What the hell happened?
You asking me?
I'd like to know that as well.
Did you see that man fall from the sky? And Layla.
Did I just fall out of the sky?
You came, Malkin.
Oh, I know that voice.
Some of us are here.
I know that voice as well.
We've got friends that apparently you know.
I'm not dead then.
Well,
No, I think.
no more than you were previously.
Okay, that's good. So I just stand up and pick myself out of the wreckage of the cart.
How beat up do you look?
Oh, like I dropped 60 feet in and destroyed a wagon on my way down.
The wardrocks, which are still within the general immediate area, looked quite alarmed at the crash and sort of shook and struggled.
What is around us? How close are we to the fallen Malkin? Is it
Yeah,
within 10 feet of us?
You were very close. You were about 30 feet away.
And what is around us? It's just literally cliff tops. We're in the middle of like a
You're
bit
in,
of
you're
a
in a dirt
valley.
track. You're in a dirt track.
Yeah.
So this is what you see as well, Malcolm. You're in a long, narrow dirt track. This isn't a well-trodden road with two very dense, kind of knee-high grass and bracken and shrubbery.
There's no
areas
cliff
either
heads.
side.
Oh, you've literally fallen out of the sky.
Apparently.
There is this carriage which blocks the road with these two wardrocks.
Maybe
I forget if you quite freed them. I can't quite remember if you did or didn't free them.
Carl.
Yeah,
Carl did.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're just very close
Amusing
by,
room.
slightly startled by the experience.
Jesus.
We are
That's all
lying
right.
on the ground.
I'm really confused at the moment, but in all,
Right.
I've got. Where did you? What the?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm gonna look towards the carriage. Have we got any like rope that was holding the wardrocks to the carriage? There's some rope or some binding or something.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna immediately go and cut a length off.
Mm-hmm. It's not super long, but yeah,
That's
you can
fine.
get
That's
a few
all I
feet.
want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Silden
Mhm.
and Malcolm as we're tying this guy up. The tables have turned now.
Wait. And he stands, because he hears you saying it,
Yeah.
obviously. He stands and he just draws his blade. He's got a rapier. He's like, "You're not tying me up."
I've seen you fight, mate. I don't think you can take the three of us on.
And you're travelling with some
Yeah.
hideous
Yo-
magical creature that
Yeah.
just
Three
attacked
of
us.
me? Is there?
Me.
I'm travelling with the creature. She has never done that until she looked in your bag.
Well, that's just a coincidence.
She had horns
A
growing
coincidence.
out of her face. Didn't that alarm you in any way? I mean,
She is a horned elf. That's your
Correlation
bag. That
does
is
not-
your bag.
Correlation does not equal causation.
That we came here to find that bag.
And you're not taking the bag. And that wasn't nothing to do with my bag.
Which has everything to do with your
And
bag.
you now, sir, need to explain what you know about this bag.
You need to explain what you know about
I
it.
don't think you're in the position to interrogate and threaten the three of us, I'm afraid.
And he looks around. He's got another hand sort of on a short bow, which he's
Yeah.
got on his back as well. There's a little bit of distance from you at the moment, just in case anything kicks off. There's probably because you've walked over a little closer, so we're 10 foot apart.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Xolen is going to arm himself.
Sure, no problem.
I can either do it.
Malcolm
roll.
groggily is going to start preparing a bolt.
Sure.
So,
Hey!
we're sort of surrounding him, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's at sort of one. You're all on the same side as one another, near the carriage. Obviously,
Yeah.
Malcolm's crashed to, and he's just further back towards Rasmus Salhathna, where you came from, but only 10 foot or so away from you. And he's like, "Hey, stop it! Stop it!"
Yeah, I think this is getting out of hand. I like fighting people as much as the next man, but none of us have a clue what just happened. We were window shopping for bags, and all of a sudden all hell broke loose. Why don't we all take a breath, sit down, maybe have a nice cup of tea, figure out what happens next.
Have you got mushroom tea?
I can give it a good
That sounds like a bloody good idea.
I don't trust this man. This man, these
I
lot
don't
just
trust
stabbed
you.
me.
I don't trust him either, but I've just fallen out of the sky.
That is very
I've
weird.
No idea what's going on.
Did you see what just happened? Did you catch that on the fall?
No.
Oh
All I
my
saw
Lord.
was this. Just I didn't. All I've seen is you three.
Out of character moves. We don't know what a demon is, do we? Do demons exist on Asher? Is this something we
kind
tell
of
each
do,
other?
No,
don't we? Because we saw
Demons don't
the
exist.
carvings
Okay.
and
Outside Fossbrook, right?
Yeah.
There was a little temple which we'd been described to as potentially a form of a demon. I think it was Demric fighting somebody. It was a bit of a.
Did I see her as I fell, or did I just see these three?
I think you're concentrating on the landing mostly,
The
but you didn't.
impending
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah. In answer to your question, demons are not a thing.
Okay.
Just like in this world, demons are not a thing.
Okay.
But there might
Sure.
be some
To
sort
your
of
knowledge.
there
Yeah.
might be some kind of scary stories. And like you
So
said,
the,
you did
the
see.
word exists at least.
Yeah, and you did see a like you said, a shrine previously of
Yeah.
some nature
something, wasn't
of
it?
two
So if I
demons.
refer to her as a demon, that
With the sword that we
is
managed.
in keeping with the world.
Yeah.
That's why I was curious
Sure.
about.
Yeah.
I believe we managed to leave that sword alone as well, which was quite impressive from us.
Weasel also once said to Xolen, "Demons."
We did, yes.
Did, yeah, I remember that.
You
Cup of
stay
tea, sitting down, not killing each other.
Keep that away from me.
Do you mind if I fall over for a bit then?
You can do that.
I'm just going to sit down on the floor and
If we're agreeing to a rest, I'll take this time as a short rest. If we're going to calmly, you're going to calmly agree to talk this out.
At a distance.
That's
That
fine.
seems fine.
Of note, it's kind of early to mid morning. It's been sun up. You would estimate for a couple of hours,
Cool.
so it's quite early in the day.
Are you happy for me to take a short rest during this period then? I'm going
If-
to re-roll some hit die.
Yeah,
Or should we?
so long as nothing changes that.
Should we wait until we've
Yeah.
had our encounter
Yeah,
then?
because he's not just going to sit there in silence. with
Okay,
you.
yeah, cool.
Right. Sitting down,
Sitting down.
slowly. Xolen to sit down. He does actually. He's going to take his hand, secret hand, off both of his blades that he's readying in the background. Sit down, and he is going to. I'm sure. I promised tea, so I'm hoping I can produce something.
I want
I have
mu-
a tinderbox. And
I want
various
mushroom
other
tea,
things.
please.
Yeah, I will
I've got a
produce my
potion of
tinderbox.
flight. Fuck's sake, I've got a potion of flight.
That was it as you were falling. Like, no, I've got a thing. I've got a thing.
Wait,
I've got.
Oh dear. I'm going to light a little fire.
Okay.
From tinderbox, some bric-a-brac. Enough to. I presume I'm confident enough
There's
adventurer
plenty of
that I can
firewood,
light
I
a
just
little-
landed on it.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
burn some of the carriage.
Yeah, if you've got tinderbox and equipment and like given
Takes a minute.
given a minute, yeah, you
Yeah.
you can do that. Weir is watching every one of you with extreme. You know, he's got eyes on every part of you.
That's fine.
He's watching your hands, your eyes, at all times. He seems to be quite generally alert.
So what's this demon business? What?
In all honesty, Malcolm, I've not got a clue what's gone on there. We've been essentially ambushed because there's a hit for the bag. For some reason, somebody in Shaycap has put a heavy price on my bag. Admittedly, I
Did a
stole.
good go of it as well, actually.
Oh yeah, nearly killed me. Yeah, nearly
You
killed
do
me.
look like a bit of a mess.
Oh god, probably loads of blood probably coming out of my back.
I think it was a
really
neck.
got-
There was a attempted slash of the neck. So
Yeah.
There was. You did quaff a healing potion, but there's definitely a lot of scut. Clearly he's bleeding from the neck and trying to.
I've got a lot of scars over the last 10 days. I've really been shanked. many times. Don't enjoy it. And no, I tried to plead my innocence with the bag, Malcolm, as I am innocent with the bag. And she took a look inside, and Layla, do you remember Layla? Fort Nollis in the inculcation. Do you remember them? Yeah, her. She was a really nice lady, but she turned into a bit of a sourpuss, to be honest.
When she looked in your bag?
She looked in my bag, come out with black eyes, proclaimed about seeing the future and all and demons, and I caught the Revenant and the secrets of the cow.
The creation
and
of the gods.
Creation, yes, all sorts. And just withered and crumbled, just withered right in front of us. Just formed to dust or just...
Dissipate more like as
into
if
the
turning
ground.
transparent.
Oh, okay.
So sort of fading rather
Yeah.
than... Yeah.
Did she mention anything about Duster Nasa? Is that right?
I don't know. It is the dust now, yeah.
That was the first thing she said
Was it?
when she came out of the bag.
Yeah. Yes.
Because somebody I heard. It's just about the only thing I can remember from. I don't know how long it's been. How long has it been?
It's been
About a
a
day and a
night.
half,
Yeah,
yeah.
a day and a half, yeah.
I
I
can't.
assumed you were having a good time.
I can't remember a thing.
We seen you with the two babushkas.
That's the last thing I remember.
Didn't know you was into
I was,
those.
I was asking for some information from these two women, and that's the last thing I remember. And then falling out of the sky.
At least you're not in a pie.
Dust and Nasa.
At least I'm not in a pie. At least I haven't been stabbed. I don't think I've been
Oh
stabbed.
god. Have you been stabbed?
I don't think I've been stabbed. Covered in broken wood, that hurt.
I can imagine, yeah.
Let's have a look at your bag.
By all means. I will freely hand the bag over.
Easy.
Yeah, I don't get sticking your head in there.
I'm not going to
anytime
stick my head in there, but
If he turns into one of them, you
I'm going
kill
to have a
him.
look. I'm going to have a look.
There's nothing in the bag.
I'm not going to go. I'm not going to stick my head in the bag.
Weird notably shuffles back on his, while he sat down, just sort of almost sits backwards.
Yeah.
Is there anything in it? Are you taking everything out still?
A lot of stuff was on the floor. There was actually a broadsword in there that we'd that we'd taken from the Justicry. They come in that.
Oh,
Phoenix wanted me to keep the broadsword.
Hang on,
I was like, I don't really want to reveal that I've got this huge broadsword. Like, where did that come from? So I left that in there and only pulled out items that would look like they would have come out of there. So there was still a broadsword in there.
It's just black.
Yeah. It's got gnomish invention to it. There's nothing demonic about it. Feel free, Mo, can you feel free to put your head
Give
in?
me an investigation roll.
Oh. Looking for anything demony.
No, just sticking my hand in and seeing what's in there.
Quite a common item in the gnomish.
7, 9.
What, the bags of holding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's a very unusual experience, seeing your hand disappear deeper than what you can see. You can see the bottom of the bag as you're doing so. Yet your arm.
I mean, I've seen. I've seen him pull things out of a bag that shouldn't be in there, so I've got a fairly good idea that it's not quite what it seems anyway. But
Sure.
have you ever tried turning it inside out?
Careful.
I'm not gonna. I pull my hand back out.
Have you ever been to the Gnomish lands? Have you ever
Well, you
been
came
there?
from Shadecap.
I came from Shadecap.
You've seen bags of holding there. Apparently they're quite common items.
Well, Shadecap's not quite in the Gnomish region. It is the. It's
Close
the
though, right?
yeah, it's the
Must be a lot
it's the
of
neighbouring
cultural-
region.
Cultural crossover.
Generally, the sour type people like me that are running from something or trying to hide somewhere. It's not the
I
it's not the nicest of places.
came from the Circulus.
The Circulus.
You would know of this.
Yeah.
This is the Shadecap Circulus is sort of the jewel of Shadecap. It's the big central kind of plaza, come hotel, come casino, come.
Yeah.
It's the main reason people go to Shadecap, if they can afford to,
Literally
is to go to the Circulus.
spend money,
Sounds thrilling.
lose a fortune. It's a bit like that. It's one of those places. Yeah.
So if
Sounds good.
if these sort of bags, these magical bags, are quite common.
That's not magical. It's made.
Okay.
Well, you got a lot called
It's not
magic.
magic,
Well,
it's
you
bags.
lot called magic
Okay.
is well, yeah. It is,
So these sort of things are relatively common.
you wouldn't believe what it's like in the Gnomish lands.
and there's nothing in there to be excited about. Why are they specifically interested in this bag as opposed to any other bag of holdy stuff?
I could not tell you. Admittedly, you don't find many of these from the places I was from, in the south, in amongst the country and stuff like that, but you head to the universities and the major cities, you'll see loads of people ferrying goods with these, forwards and backwards. What a fantastic way to carry things. You know, you have basically infinite space with no weight. My bag will weigh 10 pounds no matter what I've got in there.
So I'll turn to... I don't even know this guy's name.
Yeah, this is...
We are. You did meet him in Weird Way all that time ago.
Okay.
In the greeting circle when you had your little one-on-one fights, he was the man that threw sand in Thorinir's eyes during their contest.
It's called Weir.
Yeah. He's black-skinned or dark-skinned. He's has long dreaded hair halfway down his back, but some of the dreads are sort of coming out at all different angles as well. And then these shaved patterns on either side. He's got quite a narrow, strong bone structure and an intensity about him. Muscular, lean, not wearing a shirt, carries a scimitar or a rapier. Sorry.
Rapier.
So, what is your interest in Xolen's bag?
I told them we are hired to collect the bag.
Hired by whom?
You know the sort that asks questions about these things?
Not really.
You travelled more than halfway across the Elven Kingdom to collect a bag. You didn't think that was suspicious in any way?
I'm sure it's powerful. I've just found out how powerful.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions. She did already have horns coming out of her face. I mean, she was halfway there already, let's be honest.
I can testify that everybody I've ever met, not one of them will call me powerful.
That is true.
That is true. That is
standing downwind of it.
I haven't washed in a while. It is powerful.
Look, I don't even want to know what's in that bag now.
You've had a look in that bag. You've looked in that bag for yourself. You looked before.
How much were they offering you to come and collect this bag?
A lot.
I was going to say, how long have you been travelling?
A few days.
A few days. A couple of silver coins just for subsistence per day. That makes it 5 or 6. Then you pays on top of that. Presumably you got half in advance. Because you're not an idiot.
The price. Give him a persuasion roll.
Oh.
Oh, you can fly the wall.
I will give it a shot. Oh, do I remember the clickies? Bam.
Bam, bam, bam.
Bam, bam. Very laggy. 20, not natural.
Nice.
That bag was worth 4,000 gold to somebody.
4,000 gold.
2,000 for me, 2,000 for Layla.
Oh, it's a lot more now.
To be honest, you could have gone to the Gnomish lands and bought a bag. You travelled a long way
Where did you find this bag,
for a
Xolen?
bag. I kind of stole it, really.
We're all friends here, that's fine.
When I was young, we set entrance exams to join the university, the Resplendent and Splendacious.
I've heard of it very recently.
Yes, University of Salvation, something like that. It's been a long time since I've been there. The Academy of Salvation. And that's literally the dream of every young gnome, be it a young boy or a girl. It is the dream, and it's the type of thing that is not even everybody gets a chance to go to the university. It's the one in a generation from the places that I'm at will have a chance to enter the university. And my main rival, basically, not even my rival, he was a friend. He was a friend at a point in time. We'd both gone to sit the exam. I was clearly the best artificer throughout the village. You know, I was working for the blacksmiths and working for all of the tradesmen well below the age of working. And somehow Smeeburn turned up with this bag and produced this monstrously fantastic contraption and got the invitation or the scholarship to enter the exam. And I know that he was not capable of producing such a device. But suddenly this bag had turned up, and I knew this was the bag. That for some reason he'd used this bag, and this is what's allowed him into the exam. And bitterly, as you know what kids are like, young children, bitterly and sorely, I went that evening and stole his bag. To my surprise, it was an ordinary bag. An ordinary gnomish bag. And I've been carrying this bag around for a very long time.
Presumably the invention you produced, well, I suppose it doesn't matter whether it's big enough to fit in the bag. It could be any size, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been so long I can't remember what he made. I can't even remember what I'd made.
You'd never seen him before with it?
No, never. No, never. We don't these types of things. We hear about these things all a lot. We learn about them in our gnomish texts or our blueprints when we read. But yeah, out in our areas, we're not really affluent enough to have the materials to construct something like this, or let alone just buy them from a shop.
You ever lost anything inside it?
No, I just use it like a normal bag. To be honest, it's.
And did it have anything in it when you stole it?
I don't believe so. No.
I was wondering if it previously belonged to somebody who wasn't Smeeber, and if they put something in there that then they couldn't find. Or
Have you ever?
it might not have been empty when you
Has there ever
took
been a
it
time
originally.
when you didn't have it on you?
There
When
were-
Did you pack your bags yourself?
I wrap them in cling film every time I go to departure. No, it's not something that I've. It's just a bag. To me, this is just a gnomish bag. This might seem like a
Maybe it
wondrous
is.
invention to everybody else, but to me, it's a gnomish bag. It's an important piece to me. You know, it reminds me of home. I've been home for a very, very long time, and it's one of the reasons that I left home was because I'd stole this. And you know what kids are like when you do something bad and you can't own up to your mistakes. That I've ran essentially, and then I've never returned since I've had this.
If I snuck something into it in the dead of night, would you know it was in there?
You want to put my hat? I don't.
Come up with an idea.
Ding.
You unlocked a secret conversation roll.
Yeah, we'll just put you on mute. I don't think I have that type of affinity. I don't think I have that type of affinity with the bag, but
Love that this is catching.
I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't got that type of affinity to know exactly. Like it's attuned into me that I know what's in there, but it's like I don't know.
So
I'd have to
theoretically,
do some-
somebody could have put something in there while you were asleep, unconscious, whatever. I mean,
They would have, but I have no.
do you always have it on you when we're out and about? But have you ever left it?
He's been with him most of his life.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it keeps my tools. When I was in Shade Cap, it was my tool bag with all my
For a
tools
while,
in it. And
presumably was owned by somebody else.
Hmm.
What I'm thinking is if you stick your arm in and whatever you want comes to your arm, if you don't know that something's in there, it
It's
stays
not
in there
gonna come to
forever,
you.
right?
Yeah, good point.
I'd have to do some investigations, to be honest. I'll have to.
You want to stick your head in there?
I'll stick my head in there.
Well, he's been in the bag.
Yeah,
he was
I'm-
in it earlier.
Oh, okay.
He was doing absolutely fine.
There's,
Didn't get turned into a demon. did it?
no, I'm convinced there's nothing demonic in this bag.
Well, I'm half convinced that Layla was halfway there already.
To be honest,
a friend
yeah.
done a new friend.
Yeah. I don't know.
Look, I don't care. All I know is I have a 2,000 gold contract waiting for me.
4,000. Layla's dead. Presumed. Just saying, look on the bright side.
Maybe there's a 2,000 gold share in it for you.
What for my bag? I
You
can
say there's loads of them, buy another.
I can make you a bag. If you're willing to wait a week, I can produce you a bag. You can take another bag with you.
I want that back.
But this is no. I don't think you're in a position to be
Look,
threatening.
I guess I'm just like you. I'm looking for money. We quest. We talk to people. We find out how we can make money. I've got jobs, sure. I've got things I'm meant to be doing. There's a manor just up the road. Some thing is killing animals around here.
That's exactly what we're investigating now. That's the only reason we're here. Was we're following a blood trail.
We were doing similar. while we were waiting. You took your time to get here.
I've already been here 2 days.
We didn't know you were waiting for us.
No.
We have some others, but nothing pays 2,000 gold. That bag you think is worth 2,000 gold to you?
To me, it's worth more. It's an extremely sentimental item to me.
Well,
Oh, it's very useful.
Yeah.
Could you make a fake one that looks exactly like that one that he can give to his vendor?
It would be a replica. It wouldn't even be a fake one. There's nothing extraordinary about this bag.
are you forgetting what just happened?
Yeah, as I said before, correlation and causation doesn't mean the same. Just because that happened, it can't. Yeah,
Is
it
it
looks.
just
I mean,
me?
it does look suspicious. I know you're right, but it could have happened at any time.
You start dealing in magical items, occasionally you grow horns and start spouting nonsense. That's what I know.
Yeah, I've seen weirder things.
Like what?
Well, I just fell out of the sky.
There is that. These things do happen. They have a habit of happening
This-
to this
This
pet.
this happens to us. This weirdness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We've-
we're kind of a magnet for weird.
we've supposedly fought a god. You must have heard the rumours.
Layla did.
And a
was
hell of
talking
a lot
about it.
else.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I believed her. Look, we meet the people who say they fought a god. I don't believe that. But the second we meet you, I've been with Layla for the last 2 years. The second we meet you, she turns into that. That is not a coincidence.
No, it does look suspicious. You are right, but
But we have met her before, and she didn't turn into a deemy flappy thing.
She didn't go in his bag.
there's nothing in the bag. It's just my possessions in the bag.
Look,
Like I don't. My bag goes to another dimension. We make a connection between our realm and the astral plane. I cannot be responsible for everything in the astral plane. All of these bags that have been produced will all go into the astral plane. Generally, I'm not quite sure how it works. I'll have to go and speak to some professors at the universities, but most probably they just kind of stay in a local area to your bag at which you can retrieve. But I cannot be responsible for the whole astral plane.
I
That's
don't
like
know what you're talking about.
we get wigs, yeah, well,
Have you ever? Has anybody ever tried turning one of these inside out?
I would have thought so
Recommend
because
it.
they're
That's
they're
why
not
there's
readily
no more
available,
use.
but there are a fair few. There are some things you can't do with them. You can't put a bag of holding in another bag of holding.
Is there maybe a sort of way of emptying everything out of it that is in the specific realm space for your bag?
I don't know. Let me just have a quick read on D&D Beyond about bag of holdings.
Look,
Like some
Jack
special
Buck.
code word or
A
thing?
safe word.
Yeah.
Marmalade! And it all just comes out.
I've never been so close to 2,000 gold pieces. I do not want to fight you. 3 of you, not good odds for me.
Damn right.
Yes, you said
But
it
I say
yourself.
it's not great odds for you either.
I don't know.
Now listen, we both once, or all once witnesses, or from Weirdwit.
For me, I don't have a clue you're on.
You are completely right, Malcolm. Sorry, you carry on, sir. I'm just
No problem.
thinking. You're completely right. If you turn the bag inside out, as contents spill forth unharmed, but the bag must be put right before it can be used again. I've probably been too scared to try it.
Why don't we try it?
Well, to be honest, I know I'm sounding really tough here, that it's nothing to do with the bag, but I'm a little bit scared that it may have been done to do with the bag. Maybe maybe not right now.
Do you want me to do
Turn
it?
it inside out. I don't think I'm nearly dead. I don't. If something comes out of that bag, I could deal with the rest before we do this. I could do a
lost
wiping up,
nearly
changing
half
my
of-
undies, and going again.
I've lost nearly half of my health
Yeah.
thanks to that fall. I feel.
I mean,
half
I'm
the man I normally
confident
am.
in the bag. But as we
How's
see, it
that
looks
tea coming
suspicious.
How's the tea coming on?
Yeah.
It's going.
It did look suspicious. I'm confident,
Oh dear.
but yeah, I'd like to be fighting fit if we're gonna just to make sure.
How are you feeling? I mean, you've got no, you don't, you're magical in any sort of way. Do you feel?
Never felt better.
Yeah. You fancied turning the bag inside out for a try?
Well, I think it's our possession. I don't see any reason for getting rid of it just yet.
Not interested in finding out why everybody's so interested in it.
More interested in the 2,000 gold. I'm telling you, 4,000 gold, my land. Other one's dead. Presumed dead.
I am skint.
But I appreciate it's your possession, and it'll probably come more in handy when we're on the road. I'm more interested in getting the hell out of the Elven Kingdom as fast as humanly possible. Not toting around magic items and confirming that I'm not dead. They're two things that I dislike.
How good are you with disguises?
I've been known to dabble.
I would say that probably loud enough that we would hear it to potentially get the gist of what I was implying with saying that. Did you get the gist? If you got the gist, you got the gist. And so how good are you? Yeah, how good are you at disguises? Or how good are you at impersonations, should I say? That would have been a better.
Not as good, but I'm getting there.
I am.
We look meaningfully at...
Yeah. There's a lot of money.
It's a long way.
It is a long way, but it could be something pocketed. You know, we have a small reason to go to Shadecap. We do have a small tie there.
Am I going up?
With a lockbox. I know we're not heading there this way, but no witnesses.
We're heading north. Means we're going past Echo.
Yeah, I'm not.
Echo's west.
Echo's west.
I'm not saying to do this right now, but if we go by the no witnesses and we still want an access to potentially a 4,000 bounty.
I'd just like to point out that if we don't, Muggins here is just going to, he's just going to keep trying, isn't he? He's not going to let us walk away
with a small fortune.
With a small fortune in our hands.
So how can I?
We either have to deal with this situation one way or the other right now.
How discreet are you being with that?
Fairly sotto voce.
So he can't hear you.
You are a fair distance.
Yeah, if you just
I'm trying
you just give me a deception roll, just because you're trying to quietly whisper without looking like you're trying to kill him.
I mean, the options are that we go along with him and find out who it is who wants the bag and why they want the bag, and then deal with it there, or we just deal with him.
So close to getting out.
I don't like the idea of just murdering somebody. That's a 5.
I like the idea.
Well, you might have to now.
What was that?
What was it? I can't remember.
Deception.
Yeah.
Deception 5, 6.
I like the idea of heading south still, personally.
Let's get on there.
So yeah, that was only a 6 for the deception.
He's got his hand on his blade. He's staring right at you.
So how do we convince you that we don't want in on this deal and you should leave us alone?
You find me 2,000 gold another way.
It'd be easier to kill you. Like, it would literally be easier to kill you.
I don't know if that's true.
Than finding 2,000 gold when we're all wanted men. Yeah, it would be easier to kill you. Regardless of how hard you think you are to fight. We're talking about 2,000 gold.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's dollars and cents, right?
There's only one other way that I can
gold
think
and
of
cents.
is we were heading towards the slick mines, and it would involve in you joining with us.
True.
But the biddy, I don't know if you popped into Rathnas Al Hafner.
Yeah.
I don't know if you popped through them, but the biddy had said that is an extremely valuable commodity,
That is true.
and she can fence it as well.
That is also true. And we're not heading back this way.
We're not, no, but yeah, we was potentially heading towards the slick mines. We were just heading. I don't even know what we were doing. We were
Heading
just
south.
yeah,
Were we?
because the slick mines were potentially on the
They
way
are
as
on the
well.
way. And we're not planning on heading back because we need
No.
to get out of here relatively quick. So, for example, if we were to head knife in the back of the kingdom's no small thing for us.
Yeah,
on the way down. You head back with a boatload of sweet. Maybe it gets you close to 2,000 gold.
Yes, she was. Yeah. But it's going to require you joining the party, not betraying anybody. Obviously.
Not murdering us in our sleep.
Yeah.
There's one more way.
It doesn't involve the bag. Forget about it.
It doesn't.
Oh,
What's
that's
the other
fine.
way?
Let's hear it then. Yeah.
Be well guarded, the sweet mines. Later and I were heading to this manor. The lady, the Bastiolt,
Oh yes.
You know?
she
Lovely
said
lady.
we get rid of this problem and she'll get us in with the elite at Equa.
I'm completely in the dark on this, aren't I? Because I missed out on this, all this.
I don't. In all honesty, I don't think she's in that position to get you in the elite with Equa.
Gives us more options. What about? Tell me more about this manor.
Ixnay on the honesty, hey?
But we've got a slick mine and Osside to head to. We don't need to be going to a manor.
Which direction is it?
Just down there.
South.
He's heading, he's point north, he's looking past the caravan, and he said, "We can see it. And if you strain," now he points it out, there is a, what looks to be sort of a manor house, a fairly large building, probably just a mile and a half to the north along this path. The trail leads all the way there.
There's 2,000 gold's worth of what in there? You think that's what the slick is?
Well,
In a manor.
it's a manor.
That'll have some coin.
I don't know if I'll have 2,000.
Are we discussing breaking and entering?
It might save us having to kill one another.
Okay,
Maybe a little.
fair enough. Oh,
They'll be elves. Who cares?
I've got no problem with breaking and entering.
No, I'll go. I don't want to die. I don't want to kill you either. Well, I wouldn't kill you. I don't want Silden to kill you either.
I wouldn't do that.
If we would try, if I was trying to kill you, we would have done it with Angelica.
True.
Well, I think she gave it a good go.
But she was on her own.
Yeah.
You could have stabbed us in the back just as easily.
Could have, yeah.
It's a pretty fine piece you got, by the way.
Thank you.
How's that tea coming on anyway?
It's brewing. It's brewing.
So
Doing mushroom
we're
tea?
going
I don't actually have any tea, so I'm just kind of doing pantomime. So hoping I can figure something out before anyone murders each other.
Blades of grass.
In fact, can I find any mushrooms? I'd like a mushroom tea. Can I just have a quick investigation?
Quick
just
survival.
have a quick
Yeah,
look.
Survival roll,
I
yeah.
just want to see if
You
we've
don't
got...
want me to look for mushrooms for you.
I don't know what...
Otherwise, we are going to be.
Oh, it's a 19 plus a something.
Licking
Let's say it's a
balls.
-1. Let's say an 18 while I look for stuff. Is
Oh,
that
is it
enough?
wisdom?
Forage,
18.
forage.
Oh, was it wisdom, is it?
How long are you looking for?
I was
Until you
going
find
to...
some mushrooms.
Survival's plus one, so it's actually a dirty 20. It would be a
Dirty
quick...
20.
I'm seeing he's got no tea. I'm like that. Just a quick one. A 3 second
There's nothing
look.
immediately around you.
Rubbish.
Anything else that can pass for tea? The carriage wasn't filled with tea in some description.
There's a lot of grass, and it's mostly knee-high grass.
Yeah, well, I've seen Raymir's
Fairly, and
do a pine needle tea.
sticky bushes. You know, just kind of
Oh, nice.
bracken, gorse type terrain.
Okay. Looks like it's boiled rations for us then.
Hurrah!
Yay!
So-
Go and
This-
knock on that door
this-
of the manor, ask them if they've got any tea. Knife in the gut. We're done.
Yeah, so this manor house, you've got a job there or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you actually do. You're trying to find out who's been sucking all the innards out of all the creatures.
Yeah. and the
Turns
woman-
out he wears a cravat and lives in a manor.
The elf. The elf.
And he only comes out at night.
The elf said she'd pay handsomely. I don't know what that looks like, but
She's very rich. She gave me an amulet before we left.
Oh, did she? Oh, yes. That looked very gnomish, that did. Mind if I take a look
I've missed
sometime?
out on a lot. What's been going on? What? How? Oh, okay, fine.
Well, you guys have looked better, and that's probably what? A few hours walk, if I know what an hour is. I presume I do. A few hours walk.
I'm happy you can short rest through to the hour. It doesn't look like
Yeah,
you're going to attack
I'd
one
like
of
to,
them.
please.
Do a bit of that.
Can I do that as well then?
You can.
Hit
So I can try and
get my
get my damage back.
I haven't rolled a hit die in
Oh, yeah.
years. We never take short
We never
rest.
take short
We
rest.
never take short rest.
This is why playing a warlock would have been difficult because they get all the spells back with short rest.
Do
We
they
don't have very
really?
many.
I can't even.
How do I do that?
You'll have a
Do
hit.
that.
You'll have a certain
You've
hit
got a
die.
hit die down here. Look.
I don't even know what my hit
And
die
you
is.
got 13 possible hit die.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? That sounds like a lot.
I would have thought 13 because you could have only other flavours.
48.
Sweet.
48 hit
So you
dice,
can roll
13.
A D8 8 times. No, 4 times.
Uh-huh.
And add that health on. So every time you roll one, whatever it is, if you have a plus, it'll be that plus, add it on, -1 off of your dice. And only until you have a
I'm
long
not sure
rest,
how
you'll
you've
get
written it
them
down
back.
because it's just 13.
I might be completely wrong.
Yeah, just do that.
48. How many hit die have you got? You've got.
I think I'm 10. I think I'm 10s because I'm
Yeah.
con.
No,
I'm
it's
double,
D10,
I'm just
how
double
many do you
checking.
have?
It's just loading the character
It's
app
just,
now.
it's just your level, isn't it? Or
No, it's,
I can't quite
it
remember.
might be a function.
I'm
of
just a
your-
DM. I'm just a loaded DM.
lowly
I don't.
DM.
You guys control your characters.
I could
Let
be
me have a
completely
quick
wrong on that because my
Just roll a dice. We'll sort it out later
Yeah, do that.
because
2,
you know what type of dice it is.
5, 8, no, 9, 10. So if it's 4, I'm on 9.
So I have
Which is-
5, so it's 4. It'll be 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 9 bludgeoning damage, and I've just got 9 on the dice roll, so that's 9.
Okay, so now you rub out your
Yeah.
hit
yeah.
die
Sure.
until your
Exactly
next
right.
long rest.
Right.
Cool, 1d8 plus 3 for me.
So you have 4
And I have-
dice. I don't know what that.
I've got 5
13
dice.
is there.
I'd scribble that out.
I've got 5 dice for some reason. Have you got 5
No.
dice? You got 4
Yeah, pretty
dice?
sure it's your level.
4 dice.
I've got 5.
Pretty sure it's just one per level,
1 per level? Oh,
And
that's
then
fine.
it's got
and then
one con.
plus or minus your con. Yeah.
Ah, cool.
That
Sweet.
can't be right because I've got 5 and I've got.
Sort it out the
See,
break.
we'll
Sort
sort
it out the
it out.
break.
3, 6.
Okay.
I hope you're enjoying this conversation about how crap we are at D&D.
What's that? 6 plus 9, 15.
I freely admit that when I
19.
put my character sheet together, I was utterly clueless for a lot of it.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
24. Let me just see if I need any
Maybe
more
it's just a
healing.
level. Who knows?
I'll just see if I need some more.
I really need to get onto that app thingy.
It's good.
Healing
You have to buy everything twice.
24.
Did you say you were looking at the amulet? Did you say you were looking at the amulet?
No, I said I'd like to look at it
Okay.
at some point. I'd like to look at it sometime.
Yeah.
You can take a look at my amulet at any time.
Sweet. That was perfectly up to full HP. I got 1 dice left. Ding!
As long as you give it back, because remember, I know your possessions are worth 2,000 gold. And I am a very fast runner.
I can just make you a bag. One day I'll make you a bag.
Better than 1,000, yeah.
Well, you can actually.
do you know the funny thing about these bags as well is
What's that?
I could choose to make another one, and your bag will become an ordinary bag. And that's not actually a lie.
So,
Wow.
so if you made another version of your bag would become a normal bag.
Not at the moment, but I could choose for it to become a normal bag.
Oh,
If I wanted to. Yeah, it's only just got a gnomish link to the astral plane. Which, if you know about the ways of turning and wetness,
Wet.
coldness, exactly, science. What's this? It's the science of wetness.
So are we going to burn him as a witch now, or are we just going to save that? I mean,
Well,
I've already got a little fire going.
I was just say, how hungry
I
are
could,
you?
I could throw on
Yeah.
some more of the carriage and turn it into a pyre.
Hot
That's what I
magic,
want.
wet and turning.
Hot magic. That's what
Heat it
Malcolm
up,
was just
bit of
saying.
magic, turn it, and make it wet. Astral plane,
Should we go
baby.
and knock on this door?
Or we'll just chuck him in the bag. We could solve a lot of
I'm ready
problems.
to go.
We just
It wouldn't
chuck
solve.
Xolen in the bag.
If I go in the bag, I'll last about 10 minutes, and then the bag will become a bag. And then you've lost the Xolen and you don't have a bag. That's a very barbaric thing to do, Malcolm.
What would happen to you during the 9 minutes and 59 seconds that you were in there dangling off the end of my arm?
It'd be like the sensation chamber. I'll just be floating. Probably be very nice. And then I'll suffocate
Put it back out.
and die.
So you completed your short rest.
Short rest.
Yes.
We are still with you.
So we're going to head to the store. We only have your word for this, by the way. I presume you're good for it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good enough for me.
Well, he can go first.
He doesn't look like the going first type.
Hmm.
Looks more like the waiting behind the bins to
Yeah.
kicking the kidney kind of type.
Yeah.
Wait behind the bin.
So we're going to head towards this mansion house, are we?
I guess so.
Onwards to the mansion.
So you walk. So you wait another hour.
Well,
so
let's
look-
try not to walk in a very obvious "we're coming to your front door" kind of way, if you wouldn't mind.
So how would you travel?
I've been stabbed in the back too many times,
Yeah.
so I'm third. Someone's behind me. Someone else can get stabbed in the back.
A mansion's known to have private guard, those kind of things. Is it?
They could do.
Yeah.
They could do.
Well, we'll make good pace until we get within sight of it,
Well, we can see
and
that.
then we'll be a bit more cautious.
Not me. I'm in night black, which makes me
In the middle
very
of the day.
conspicuous. In the middle of the day, in the middle of the
at
grass.
all seasons.
I
all
just look like a
times.
battered traveller, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true.
Where do you want Weir in the? Because you can sort of position
Oh, in
yourself
the
in whatever
front.
order in the front.
Absolutely, I don't want him behind me.
Yeah,
Take
fine.
points, sir.
No
It's
problem.
his mission anyway, his job. We're just the henchmen for it at this point.
He largely doesn't speak unless spoken to. So as you're walking, it would only be if you engaged in conversation that he'd talk back to you.
So he's walking in front of me.
I would probably ask, does he know who's given him the job?
Yes.
Did you know that there's also opposing people out there? Because interestingly, I never got a chance to speak to Felix. But Felix had a benefactor that requested he look after me.
That is
Which
true.
that really confused me for a long time, but we never had a chance to sit down and for me to have a chat to Felix. So interestingly, there are people out there that want me to be safe for some reason. I always thought they got the wrong person, to be honest. But it starts to look a bit more strange now. People try to kill me. Suddenly now,
Why are you so important?
I'm not. That's the thing. That's the thing that I
Yeah,
don't get.
Well, all right. Why is your bag so important?
Well, it's a luxury in these realms. Definite luxuries.
Yeah,
What is it?
what's
Not a shade
yours?
Well, they can nip next door and get
No.
one. Especially you got 2,000 gold, 4,000 gold, presumably 6,000 gold because there were three of you to throw around.
Yeah.
Help me find 2,000 gold in here, and I'll tell you who my contact is.
Sounds good. Let's go.
2,000 gold.
And who's appraising
Still
these
a whole
valuables? What qualifications do you have to appraise these
To
valuables?
sell it as real estate before we get them 2,000
Kill
gold.
everybody and sell the house.
I'm a thief, Xolen. I know what things are worth.
Okay. Who else? Has anybody else got any skills in appraising valuables? No, I don't want to be cheated into.
I don't care. I'm not interested in what there is in this place. All I want to do is find out what's going on.
I just want this to be fair. If we find 2,000 gold's worth, I
If
want
he-
to
if
know
he-
that there's a
We
fair
have,
2,000.
let's worry about killing each other over 2,000 gold
if
when we
he's-
actually have it in hand.
If he's happy enough to have 2,000 gold's worth of stuff, so that he forgets about trying to steal your bag off you, then it doesn't matter whether we think it's worth it or not, as long as he does.
This man's a thief. I've got no reason to trust him. He's turned
Well, I
up.
don't
His mate
trust
stabbed me in the back. He's tried to steal my thing. Now he wants us to go and help him steal more stuff. He could just be wanting us to steal a load of stuff, then stab me, take my bag, and take 2,000 and take another 4,000. This man's purely capable. I just wanted to check that
You have
somebody
the luxury
here.
of only working with people you trust. That must be marvellous. You guys
Or
have a
if he
very
tries
tight
to
knit
stab me,
operation
we'll stab
going
him
on
back
here.
first.
No, he understands. He just holds up fingers to you in such a way, in thieves' cant, as he's looking at you, and he's almost saying, "Do you understand?"
Very subtly, I'll sleight of hand it.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah. So the others won't notice.
He'll just put acknowledged.
Okay. Yep. So as the two of you, or sorry, the four of us, walk down this path in that formation, you can be conversing. That's absolutely fine. And it is within eyeshot. You can all see it, and this path just seems to be heading
I'll
dead
use
for
the
it.
opportunity as we're walking along to come up to speed with what has been going on with
Yeah,
these two
yeah.
guys
Yeah.
while I've been out of it.
Yeah, not an
We've got
issue.
ourselves a motor vehicle.
Yeah.
or at least the battery for.
I definitely
they're gonna
picked up my
realise-
possessions as well. Before we left, I
Yeah.
picked up my possessions off the
We're
floor.
going to realise that's missing as well, so we...
That's fine.
Did we not ransack the cart before we left? That was stupid of us.
As you're talking as well, I think between you, you'll be able to recount the bits that she said. I'm happy
Oh,
to
yeah.
just relay them one more time because I said I would do that.
Let's write these down.
If I can find where it
Sounds marvellous.
Might have lost the sheet. There it is. She said, he told me everything. I understand it all. The keys to the cowl, the revenant, the great divide, the creation of the gods, Weirdwit, Nassa's queen,
Ooh.
the star engine, Asna.
Asna.
After a short while walking along this road, it's only a mile and a half, you're making good time. You see two bodies lying on the floor, a couple of 100 feet in front of you. They're on the side of the track, and there's clearly large birds. They're obviously dead because there's large birds picking at the
Spectacle
carcass.
wrens.
Larger vulture-like birds, which are going to work on these two bodies. A couple hundred feet away, are you approaching?
Sweet.
What kind of bodies? We don't know.
They are humanoid.
Oh, cool. Yeah? Keep them
Yeah.
on.
Getting up close to the bodies,
Wow.
Yeah.
approaching them, and Weir just has his blade drawn just as you go closer to them, just sort of pointed toward the bodies, just in case it's a very alert, untrusting character. The birds fly away as you get really close, but only reluctantly last minute when they realise you're going to walk right next to them.
How close are we to the manor at this point?
We're now half a mile, maybe.
I'll have a quick glance up just to make sure there's nobody obviously looking. If two birds are flying off, it's going to be obvious we're stood in the middle of a clearing.
Sure, you can give me a perception roll. See, and you're particularly looking at the manor.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it Queen Elizabeth II on her balcony?
Waiting for you.
Doing that wave she does.
Oh, it's not good. It's only a 7 anyway.
Yeah, you can make out the manor. You can make out you can make out there's sort of a big tree in front of it. There's stairs. Look like kind of a stone staircase up towards where the manor is, and there's a couple of spires on the top of it. Looks a fairly sizable big manor house mansion.
Cool.
So you come across these two bodies. They are pale. The skin is taut. There is a fresher blood trail which leads away from them, whereas you were almost down to you pretty much lost the blood trail previously. Maybe a few dry spots here and there. You weren't really survival rolling it, you were just following the path at this point. But there's a renewed freshness to the blood that's been
which direction is this trail heading?
heading to the north, still the direction you are going.
To the manor.
Is this
Woo.
like the what you were saying? The okay.
It's weird with the Maidlocks. They have no internal skeleton.
Yeah.
Collapse like tents. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to pat them down for tea.
They have no tea.
No,
yeah,
they have anything else. Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, they
No,
won't-
sure, give me an investigation roll.
I need to get better at investigation because I'm not particularly good at it. Come on, iPad. I believe in you. Served me well over these years.
See, I'm quite good at
It's a
investigation.
powerful 9.
Yeah, nothing of value, just some odds and sods. But they are clearly both elves. They look to be possibly they were peasants or farmers. They weren't well dressed. They were just two elves. There's very little distinguishing about them. There's generic elves, as you've seen, not very well to do. travelling in the area, perhaps. Looks like they've been met the wrong.
They're not from around here.
Are you asking me, or are you telling me?
I only got a 7 in my. I only got a 9 in my investigation.
Investigation.
check.
Yeah, no,
You
you're
can
not.
say- you
You're
can
not
say-
they're elves. They're elves. That's as much as you can get from dead, drained elves.
Obviously, these creatures are very bad for your elf.
Well done. Sir. Well done.
Have you seen more of these?
Yes.
Yeah, us too.
All kinds of creatures, really. Seems very indiscriminate.
And you know what's causing this, yeah?
I think it's in there.
The slicks? You are aware of that, right? Just check. Just want to check.
That's what they said back in Rasmus Elnathna.
I can't imagine it's slicks. But anyway, we're about to find out.
Well, slicks. Slicks
what
drink
is-
blood, right?
Do they? It's kind of adult creatures that hang about the place.
Do they?
Docile to me.
I guess that was what Lady back at base said. They were feeding them the sweets, but somebody's restricting the supply. Dunno.
Let's go knock.
You keep heading to that direction as you. So as you get closer and closer, you approach an elaborate granite staircase. Its acute turns subjugate the winding incline of the shaggy turf either side.
Just before we get too close to the place, I'd just like to point out that we are potentially going into a situation where there is an unknown amount of potential hostile types, and we are just marching up to the front gate.
That is true.
I mean, it is our usual thing to march up to the front gate, but it doesn't usually end well.
I blame Weir. He's leading us in. Weir's fault, not Liam. Weir.
Okay, we'll follow his lead.
We're travellers. They've got no reason to attack us.
Are the lights
They
on?
want to drink our blood.
Yeah, I was going to say no reason to attack us apart from the fact that they seem to be eating anything that they come into contact with.
That is true.
Just throwing it out there.
Its stone balusters and decorative finials foreshadow the magnificent yet dark stone, ominous manor house. Even though it's mid-morning, it's sunny. The whole building just gives you a little bit of a gothic kind of feel.
Yeah.
The suddenly sombering scene is interrupted by these iron spires atop the roof, atop cupolas, which are the domes atop the spires, which crown these decorative brick turrets. The sole indication of any inhabitants is a dim flicker of candlelight from the first floor's westmost window. The building is just unsettling.
Does it look a bit derelict? Or it just does look actually...
Yeah, is
Probably-
it well kept?
Yeah.
So the grass around the area is particularly shaggy and unkempt.
Not paying the gardener.
There's clearly no effort to make it look particularly presentable from the outside. It doesn't look. Your first impression isn't this is abandoned. It doesn't have loads of smashed windows. It's not all boarded up.
Yeah.
So it's
Obviously, there's candlelight in there.
But we can see the candlelight at midday.
You can see a flame, so it's not a flickering room. You can physically see a candle, a flame flickering in one of the windows.
Who lights a candle in the middle of the day?
It's the performing magic.
Weir looks at the ground where you are and looks at the blood trail. And they went that way. The blood trail obviously is fairly clear. You can see it going up the steps and it looks like it's heading toward the main entrance, absolutely. But he also identifies there's a second path. And as you sort of look at what he's looking at, you can see, yes, there's like a trampled grass or which isn't completely. It was not like completely trampled and flattened, and everything else isn't. You can see some clues that there's someone's been through a way, just slightly more depressed trampling, in some regard, which seems to lead round the back of this, lead around the side at least of this building. Just to be clear, it's slightly raised, the whole manor house. So it's there's sort of a 10-foot steep grassy incline the whole way around, and then this staircase goes up that to the level which the manor's on. Yes, it's sort of on a raised sort of platform of and this trampled path sort of looks like it sort of circumvents around.
Take the road less travelled. It's probably the best way.
I think that's better than just marching up to the front door.
I mean, they're not making any attempt to hide the fact that they're living here, which either means there's a lot of them, or they're incredibly powerful, or they're completely mad. Either of those three didn't sound like great options. But...
Well, maybe they're just not expecting company.
Well, they didn't hide their presence very well.
No, that's true.
I mean, we lost their track 3 times, but that's something to do with us rather than them.
What is your plan, Weir? We're going to sneak in, steal possessions, and leave?
Knock on the
Do you
door.
want to go in, supposedly eliminate this slick, and get paid that way? What is your plan? Because we're here for you. I don't want to go here and fight if you don't want. If you're not planning to have a fight. If we're just going to rob stuff.
If there's one thing, we kill it. If it's many things, we see.
Right, you want to take the front door? We'll go around the back.
But I'll take everything that's worth taking in here as well. They don't look short of a few gold.
With Grace, we get split up. What's the signal we're getting out of here? Anyone capable of making a very sudden loud noise? For example? That's as good as anything.
Right.
I'll take it. But we did just see vultures, so we might end up running very early.
Sound of the great doo-doo bird.
Doo-doo.
Walking right, following the secondary trail then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
So as you go around the side of this grassy area, there's another much less, another stairwell with much less grandeur. You know, it's just a much more modest couple of steps that intersect this bank up to this side door on the eastern side of the building. You'd estimate the building's probably. It could be 100 foot in each direction, potentially something of that nature. Just as a quick sort of passing glance, it might be less than that. But it's 2 stories, clearly. And as you come around to the east side of this building, there's this secondary door. It's not a big grand double entrance like the main entrance seems to be. It's some kind of a side door to the building. Much more modest. Still looks like it's got a big lock on it, so it looks like it's secure and it's not just a flimsy door that's blowing in the wind. But it's just not quite as grand. Any good at getting in?
You're the thief, aren't you?
Give it a shot.
Well, I'm no good at picking locks. Right, I will, lean forward and preparing for anything that might happen. Just going to sort of lean in and try the handle quietly.
Sure. It does not open.
Anybody know how to pick a lock?
Give it a go.
Go ahead. Give me a dex roll with.
25.
You can add your thieves' tools proficiency if you have it.
Yeah,
25
I will
is
step back and
plenty.
cover you.
But no sooner have you tried the lock, Sildon's already unlocked it. Just you find it
It's an easy
straight
rake.
away.
Just a rake lock. Drag it in now. It's open.
Okay.
We'll take a quick break. So we will return in round about 5 minutes. I always say that, and it's more like 8 normally. But round about 5 minutes, and we'll, as we enter
The big scary
Crisp
house.
Town.
see shortly. Welcome back.
Richard.
Welcome back. Check the music's playing.
Don't hear anything.
Nope.
It's very suspenseful.
Have you done, Jack? Have you broke it in 8 minutes
Try again.
without touching anything?
I'm not hearing anything. Are you hearing anything?
I'm not hearing
Revolt? No. Is it meant to be playing?
Bear with me. Oh, hello everyone. Just 1 second. One moment, please.
Minor technical detail.
1 moment, please. Please just enjoy.
This
some,
lift music.
yeah.
Do-doom, doom, doom. Do-doom, doom.
We need that, the screen with all the colours and the black and white at the bottom.
Or the little girl on the clown.
Yeah, that'll do. That's a creepy old thing.
Oh.
The
Hey, I
gaping
can hear
maw.
something lovely.
The gaping maw? I don't think so.
Probably fine.
Yeah, be alright. Maybe.
We're in. Right. Sorry about that. We're back. We've now entered the manor house.
Entering.
I'm not sure.
Good idea. As you enter the through this door, there's no blood of note in this area. You come into a stone room, like a flagstone floor, and the first thing that hits you is this foul stench.
Nice.
Just a really unpleasant kind of rotty smell.
Similar to the pile of snakes.
No, a little bit different actually.
Okay.
And as you enter,
Interesting.
you realise I'm on the wrong thing for one. You realise
Oh, we all.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're not in this mansion. Oh.
that you're entering what looks like a kitchen.
Towards the kitchen.
There's a large preparatory table kind of in the middle, and it's possible that an extraordinarily rotting sort of bird carcass in the centre of this table looks like it might be responsible for this pungent smell.
Lovely.
There's and it looks like it was mid prep. There's sort of knives around it and some condiments and bits and pieces around it.
Condiments. Spice it up a little bit.
Ketchup and chips.
The aroma is like really sticks kind of to the back of your throat and nostrils. It's really unpleasant. It doesn't seems like that's been rotting for a little while.
Lost the
So
taste
they
for
don't-
regular food.
Yeah, they don't do a lot of food prep in this here kitchen then.
There's
Unless
also
this is the meal of choice.
there's also quite a few
Thing.
sort of fruit like apple cores and things like that just sort of tossed around the room, sort of willy nilly on the floor.
At least it's a
Kind of
balanced
spread out.
diet.
And there's also sort of dried grains and other food remnants just sort of all over the floor and just not absolutely covering, but just sort of littered all around the room. There's a lot of doorways.
Oh no.
There's 5 doorways, and they're all to the south or southwest of the room. So the north and the east side of the room are sort of shelves, preparatory areas, different kitchen utensils and similar. And then there's a door on the west wall. There's another one immediately just underneath it. This room, by the way, is about 25 by 30 feet, 20 feet across and 30 feet north to south. And there's 3 doors on the south wall. Immediately as you come through, there's a door to your left. There's another one just straight after that on the south wall. And then there's another third door along that wall in the southwest corner. So 3 doors on the south wall, 2 doors on the west wall.
Is
Plus the one you've come through on the east side. And of note, before you ask that question, each one of these doors, with the exception of the door immediately beside you, with the exception of both the two on the... all the 3 on the south wall. None of the 3 on the south wall. So just the 2 west wall doors are completely barricaded
Oh wow.
with tables,
That's good.
barrels, heavy objects, particularly on those 2 west
So we got
doors.
3
Okay.
and which is the door we came in on?
You came on the east side.
You got a little drawery thing.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
special. Oh,
Yeah, you came on the east side, then there were 3 doors on the south side, on the south wall, and 2 doors on the southwest, on the west wall, sort of on the lower side, and both of those are completely barricaded with furnishings and similar.
So we came in on the east. There's 2 doors on the west, barricaded, and 2 doors on the south side.
3 on the south
Three,
side.
3 doors on the south side.
Mm-hmm.
South side.
Is there anything of value here?
He starts to investigate.
I'll help him investigate.
Sure. Yeah. You can roll. Go ahead.
20.
20. You are fairly confident there is nothing of value in this room. It is old kitchenware, unless you value like a kitchen knife, for example. That's about the most valuable thing that you might find in here.
Okay.
Everything is kitchen and food prep related
Rubbish.
in this room.
Okay.
There's got to be a drawer full of birthday candles. That's valuable.
The 3 doors on the south side.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any indication out of any of them which?
Which one's the cars behind and which one has to go behind?
Yeah. Any of them have that? Any that look like they've been recently opened, recently used?
Ooh.
Footprints, track marks in the dust,
So
whatever.
give me a survival roll.
Little plaque that says Monster House.
Yeah.
Tiger.
Yeah, anything written on the doors, like toilet, tiger room,
No, nothing.
big
really.
hole, do not open.
Funny you should mention
That
that.
is Lebin and what am I doing here?
Survival.
Survival. That is 13.
Nothing that you can tell. None of them. Nothing's particularly. None of the handles per se are more or less dusty. Sort of some of the things you can look for. There doesn't seem to be any obvious footprints. Yeah, you can't distinguish them, I'm afraid.
Okay. Right. Well, in the process of elimination, we'll do the door on the south side that is closest to us, so the southeasterly door.
Okay, so
I will try the handle.
as soon as you come through that door.
Didn't say I was going through. I said I was trying the handle.
Okay, sure. So you try the handle to,
Yeah.
to that door, and it does swing open.
I will cautiously look within.
It is a stairwell. It's quite narrow. Stairwell looks like it's 15-20 steps going up, and it is, and it looks like it angles off to the west, which is the right hand side as you're looking, because you're looking south.
Yeah.
Possibly up further.
Okay.
Narrow stone stairwell.
Do we want to go up, or do we want to investigate the other doors?
We might as well check the other two.
Yeah. Okay.
We're here for treasure, right? There's
Yeah.
a guy on the top. Let's look at the bottom if we can first.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Try the middle door of the 3.
Okay. It too opens.
Cautiously.
It contains, and these are just general wooden doors. There's nothing fancy about them. They're just bog standard wooden doors. This room appears to be a storeroom of sorts. It looks to contain miscellaneous extra kitchen equipment stored on shelves, things like chopping boards and rolling pins and different cutlery. There's also a few planks of wood. There's like a broken table with a saw next to it. Some empty crates and sacks and things like that. So it's just a general storeroom.
I think the fine cutlery now in here. The
Um,
silverware.
It's not going to be worth
That's a good
2,000
start.
gold.
There's a start. It's a start.
Yeah, but you can put
Weir
lot
has
of
a
stuff in that
quick
bag.
look around there. He's like, nothing.
God, this man's heart, please. Okay.
No door. No.
Next
no
door.
other doorways
It's a small.
off it?
No, it's a small
Right.
10x10 room. Looks to be a storeroom
Okay. Third door.
on the
Still
south
have a
side.
car behind it.
It's got it.
The third door on the south side, as you open it,
You've got a boat.
yeah, it
You
looks to
live
be
in
a
a
kind of
city.
30-foot passageway
30-foot passageway.
to the south, and it's only 5 foot across, so it's a very narrow sort of hallway.
Yep.
It's very dark in here. There's no light at all, other than
I like you, Malcolm.
other than the little bit. Because there's a window or two in the kitchen room that you're in. So there's an extremely
Maybe
dim
weird, can't
corridor from your. It's almost
Maybe.
pitch. It's almost completely black from your perspective. But it looks like it goes on for about 30 feet, and there's some doorways. There's a doorway on the left side, halfway down, and there's a doorway at the end on the south side. So, sorry, I'll stay with compass points for east. There's a doorway on the east side, halfway down, and there's a doorway on the south side at the far end of the corridor. But it is, you lose all vision just about at that doorway anyway.
Okay. Go down here.
Yeah, let's go down.
Is there
You said there's a door on the east side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Door on the east side. Door
Is
on
there
the
a
end.
Yes.
in the room that we're in? Is there a sort of candelabra or anything like that
In the kitchen.
in the kitchen? Yeah.
There.
We've got a lantern.
Yeah. On the
Or a
wall.
lantern or something like that.
On the wall, there's a torch. A wooden torch which can be sort of lit atop it.
I will take that, light it.
No problem. Take you a little bit of time to do so,
It's all right.
but I'm happy that you've got classic flaming torch.
Indiana Jones style
Yeah.
through the caverns.
Okay. Just so that I'm not stumbling around in the dark.
We'll make it very easy to see you, then. Sadly.
So I'll hold
the
it
cross
up.
me there.
I'll
Can you
hold
see
it
in the
like
dark, we are?
Not well.
that. Yeah, no, yeah, anyway.
Good to know.
I will hold the torch quite away from me so that I don't immediately get shot in the face by something.
No problem. And are you point on this at the moment?
I guess I am. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been opening the doors, haven't I? So.
Well, I might be able to go and take a sneak peek before we go all
Okay. I will
torches
cover.
blaring.
I will cover you.
We're
from
worried
the
about a torch. I can give you a very dim light. Very dim light.
All I need is enough to be able to see by.
5 foot.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can give you a dim light.
Okay.
I'll use some powerful gnomish turning to use a screwdriver and just. It was probably quite bewildering. It just turns. I need an object of some random nature. Oh my
I'll
god!
tell
Just
you
a
what.
random object. Just a random
There's a
object.
chicken carcass.
If I took a bone, yeah, if I could take a bone from the chicken carcass, it'd be very random. You'd just see him pull out a screwdriver instrument and just turn a light on. It would literally turn it on. There's a gnomish turning, and it would just the tip of it will just glow.
Right, I'll stick that in
There you
the.
go.
I'll stick it in the cord.
That'd be fine, yeah.
The lapel of my tunic.
Very smelly.
Yeah, very smelly.
Yeah, I've been hanging around with it
It's
for
a-
months.
So you've got the smelly, glowing back. What
Yeah.
colour is it glowing?
It would probably be for just a very dim, pale white, probably.
That's a little cantrip, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not even a cantrip, actually. It's
So,
In fact,
it's a no. Some,
so you're not lighting the torch now.
No, I won't light the torch
Okay.
if you can do that. No, I won't. I'll just.
Looks like you've got a glow stick in your
Yeah,
pocket.
yeah, that's probably about it, to be honest. Yeah, a glow stick, probably.
Okay. So you've got this corridor.
Right.
Door on the east side, door on the south side. Stone. The flooring again looks to be sort of small stone tiles most of the way. Pretty nicely put together. It's a decent standard. Everything seems clean enough, apart from the dirty, the food waste that's thrown around.
Head down the corridor then. Try this first door.
Sylvan will sneak down the corridor.
So you're going ahead of the others, yeah. No problem.
Yeah, why not?
I'll follow on behind Silda.
Sure.
And then I guess Weir and then Xolen in the back.
Magical tinkering.
So you're looking at this door on the east side, which you'll arrive at first, or the
Yeah,
door on
let's
the
do
south side. As
Does
you
it
get
got a
further,
keyhole? Can I
as you
look
get-
through the keyhole?
it doesn't. No, it looks like a normal door. It looks like a even less lower quality door. It's
What's the clearance at the bottom?
there's a little bit of clearance, maybe a
I've got a
centimetre
mirror
or
in my
two.
backpack.
Nice.
Look under the door
Yeah,
and
do
use a
so.
mirror.
You say, and I'd note as you start to get down that corridor, you realise there's another door as well.
Oh.
At the far on the extreme southeast side. So right next to the one at the extreme south, there's just one on the east wall
Okay.
as well down there that you can now.
Oh, I thought this door was in the east.
It is, but there's another one below
Bit
it.
further
on the-
down.
My map isn't very good.
Okay.
Cool.
So that first door, you have to slide in the mirror underneath,
It's a
And-
toilet.
I'm gonna pee.
peeking within.
Toilet. Is that D&D
Toilet.
Beyond or just an app?
Snap.
As you get down, before you even slide the mirror under, there's another very strong aroma
Lovely.
It's a toilet.
The privy.
It smells like feet. Very strong smell of feet.
Cheese.
And if you think cheese, you start to think, oh, it could be cheese.
Cheese
yeah.
room.
It could be cheese.
The cheese seller.
Yeah,
Where there's
but
cheese,
then
there must be wine.
if you angle the mirror up, and it is obviously pitch, and this is the silver mirror that you found on the carriage. I'll note the description of the silver mirror
Oh no.
because it's
Give
hoping
that to
it wasn't-
Weir. That can start the fun off
Yeah.
that, can?
I was hoping it wasn't going to consume me or something. Add more confusing variables to this picture.
it's for the first as you look at it sort of at all for the first time.
I did cover it in my cloak and pick it
You
up,
did.
but clearly caution's gone to the wind and
Yeah.
just grabbed it.
It's a kind of tarnished silver
Okay.
hand mirror. The handle of it is like the tail of a serpent.
Okay.
And then the back of it is like a pair of closed wings.
Oh, that's not good.
Its body and head are kind of depicted as the frame to the mirror on the front side.
Do not hold it close to your face.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that you would estimate with the right, you would estimate it looks like silver. You probably get 25 gold pieces, which you can write as its value down against it.
Why
If you want to. So as you shine the mirror up into this room,
10%.
it's tiny. It's a tiny room, and you can see, it's like 5 foot square. It looks like a cupboard.
Oh, cool. Is it full of cheese?
You got sort of the underside of shelves and things from the angle that you've got, but it's a tiny little room.
Cool. It's covered.
Smells like cheese.
Smells like cheese.
Is it cheese room?
Might be a cheese room.
Open the door.
I'll silently sneak the door open,
Mm-hmm.
sneak, and reveal the rich bounty of 2,000 golds worth of cheese.
It's mostly bare. This room. It's clearly
There's a bear.
An owl bear!
it's clearly basically a pantry.
Cool.
And
Pantry's bear.
the smell's even greater. You start to smell this horrible smell of feet as he opens the pantry.
Bare feet.
Nice.
Sorry, Jim.
There are a few kind of open packets, rotting fruit, but it looks like it's right down to the bare bones of a pantry. It's like the leftovers after everything good's been taken. Apart from an unusually large quantity of cheese, like a
Nice.
massive quantity of cheese.
Love cheese.
Almost, and it's not wrapped or stored. It's just cheese there in the pantry, and it's probably your size, Sylvan, in total. Like there's a massive quantity
I
of
know
this
where I'm
cheese.
staying.
And I'm going to allow you to, if you were to take the cheese, because there's a lot of it, you'd probably have to use a bag of some nature. It would be worth about 3 gold.
That's not a lot. Are we literally just collecting everything that's worth
We'll
of
take
value?
some cheese.
I'll take a little bit of
Take
cheese
a
to the
little-
road.
Yeah.
Cheese keeps.
I'm gonna
I'll
take
just
a
calorific
wheel
value.
of cheese and put it in my backpack anyway.
Maybe it's the kryptonite to this creature. Maybe hates
Could
everything
be.
but cheese.
Yeah,
Throw cheese at him! That'll get him out.
You never know.
You don't
But
know.
I'm going to take a wheel of cheese in my backpack because,
Okay.
road rations do get a bit samey after a while.
Absolutely.
That'd be worth something like 20 silver. You could write that down
Jesus,
if you
I-
wanted to.
I'm not that
Wow.
bothered about them.
I'm skin. I'm taking a cheese wheel. Just
That's like
on
2
that.
weeks worth of wages.
Yeah, on that skin, I'm taking cheese
Cheese.
myself.
Or 2 10 days worth of
No,
wages.
good sniff of it. Yeah, it's good cheese.
I'll take some cheese.
Yeah, this is it's a massive quantity of cheese. That's probably the largest quantity of cheese you've ever seen. And again, we're in a manor house here, so
Expensive cheese.
it looks like it's not just random
2 silver pieces worth
little
of cheese.
hunks of it that
20
you found
silver
in
pieces,
bars and
no.
things. This looks like
2 silver pieces.
huge, great.
How many
pieces.
silver pieces per wheel?
About 20 silver per
20
wheel.
silver, yeah.
20 silver.
How does D&D Beyond not have cheese? It's ridiculous.
20 silver pieces.
A cheese hunk in an inn is 1 silver, so this is 20
yeah.
hunks. So there you go.
21 hunks.
It's the name of my debut album.
The custard
okay.
item.
Okay.
20 cup per cheese.
I don't
So
think cheese
we'll
is going to
move
cut
down
it.
to the.
Well done. Alright, I'm going to slip the mirror on the other door.
Okay.
Which one, on the east wall or the south wall?
Oh, jeepers, there's two now, isn't there?
Mhm.
East
On
wall
the east wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The east wing.
same again. There's just about enough room to get one. I'm just a little bit tight to this door. It looks to be a bigger room, and you can make out a bed.
Oh,
That's about all you can make out. Again, it's just dark. Everything down here is dark. There doesn't seem to be any light coming from down this end.
There's nothing shuffling around in there.
You can give me a perception roll.
No, jeepers. Take that as a yes. But whether I can see it or not. Perception, that's the wrong roll. The other one beginning with P, if you wouldn't mind. 14.
Just for a moment, thought you might have heard a noise
Coming from the room.
from somewhere. You couldn't quite identify it. Just like almost like a little shuffling. But it might have just been your mind playing tricks.
Cautious or kicking?
Cautious.
Cautious. Right.
I'll signal in Thieves' Camp to my friend there. Just noise.
Okay.
And then
So he draws his blade at this point. He holds it across his body.
Sylvan's going to draw one of his long knives and then quietly open the door.
Mm-hmm.
See if anything drops on me.
You look in.
The sky.
Are you guys presumably were sort of just sort of huddled in this corridor? You're not
Yeah.
spread out particularly. No.
Yep. I'll take my staff off the back.
Yeah.
And, you ready?
Because it's sort of thin and narrow, it's sort of in a queue, you know. So
Yeah.
Sylvan's in front of you, who's in front of Weir, who's in front of Zolan.
I'm bringing up the rear.
Oh, you're at the back.
Am I? You said Zildon's at.
I think Zolan's at the back.
Right. Okay.
Unless you want to swap them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're in. As you open this door, again, just dark. Apart from this little glow stick. That's a glow bone.
The glow
The
bug.
glow bone.
It looks like a very humble, modest bunk. There are two beds in here. The room's about 20 foot, maybe 15 foot wide, and about 25 foot deep, something like that. And there are two beds, single beds in here, both of which are made on the east wall. There seems to be some sort of piles of sheets. There's a little dresser. There's a couple of pails, a stool, and some simple clothes kind of folded. It looks like a very modest bedroom, not
Servants' quarters type thing.
if you poke your head in and have a little look around up close with your glow stick, it's not a bad read.
Quietly check the drawers if nothing's going to drop on me.
There's a dresser with a drawer. Inside that is 3 copper pieces.
Nice. I'll take it. Anything else in the clothes drawers?
You want another dress, do you?
Absolutely.
It's very, very modest clothing, which look to be kind of workers' clothes. Common, not very high quality.
Alrighty, that's fine. Backtrack out of the room.
Try the door at the end.
Yeah, mirror first.
Mirror first.
If it fits.
Yeah, you can just about get that under there. Looks to be a slightly smaller room than the previous one. Again, there looks to be a bed. That's it, really, at the moment.
Nothing shuffling around in there.
Give me a perception roll again.
Oh, jeepers. Hit me with your best shot. Come down and hit me with your best shot. We got this. It's 19.
As you're sort of looking and straining, as you angle your mirror, you see a face under the bed. A
Nice.
face of what looks to be a little girl. And she's sort of staring back at you, or sort of back in your direction.
Yeah.
Looks like she's hiding.
being as quiet as I can, he's going to signal. You guys don't understand this, sorry. But he's just going to signal child 1.
Okay. And he acknowledges.
What the bloody hell am I going to do about this? Presuming she's a child, not a thing that wants to eat us. He's gonna slowly open the door.
Mm-hmm. It opens.
Yeah. And then he's gonna quietly walk into the room and just squat down underneath the bed.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be, I don't know how big the room is, but easily like 10 feet away. He's not going to kind of jump out.
Can you give me an intimidation roll?
Oh dear.
The higher the score, the better this time.
Oh, good.
Because you're trying to look non-threatening, I'm assuming.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
right.
So the higher the score, the better.
Cool, that's 20 non-natural.
Okay, so you managed to do so in such a way that she doesn't scream out in terror or
That's
anything.
good. He is going to do the classic.
So she's look at her. She's you'd estimate she's maybe 9 or 10. Long, very bright blonde hair, almost white blonde hair. She's clearly an elf, long elven ears, bright blue eyes. You haven't got a lot of colour. You've got maybe a little tiny bit from this glow stick, but certainly you can work out their blue eyes. She's wearing quite noble clothes. Actually, she's wearing a sort of fairly high quality dress, and a little next to her, she's got you can see a little tiara on the floor that she's sort of is under there with her. There's a lot of packets and rubbish and food remnants on the floor. Looks like she might have been living off some bits and pieces that are in and around her. There's also a bit of a smell of destitution. You know, it looks like she's like you say, potentially been squatting here for a little period of time.
He's going to say very quietly, I have some friends that are going to come into the room. Don't be afraid.
Who are you?
My name's Durin. I'm an adventurer. Who are you?
Tyrus.
Tyrus. That's a lovely name.
Why are you in my house?
It didn't look like things were going particularly well, so we wanted to make sure everyone was alright. Are you alright?
And can she see anyone else? Is it only you she can see at the moment? Are you in the room as well?
If people start filing in, I'm kind of warned of that.
I'll come in cautiously.
Okay. Is he a human?
He is, yes.
Oh. What's he doing here?
Just trying to help.
She's wrapped. She's kind of like swaddled in a blanket, like a quite a thin blanket. Looks like it might have been pulled off the bed above her because that's sheetless. Where are Mum and Dad?
Well, that's kind of what we're here for. We were going to ask you the same thing.
I don't know.
How long have you been here?
Days now. We're running out of food.
I thought you might be.
Why are you hiding?
From the bug, the slicked.
Okay.
Do you know where it is?
Just one.
It's in the main house. I'm stuck here in this servants' quarters.
Does it come down here at all?
Not near. Keep your voice down.
Sorry. Just one. There's only one.
Yes. And are you here with the Hungus? Hungus?
We don't know what that is. Can you describe it to me?
Big horrible fat man.
No. What was he doing here?
I don't trust him. She's looking at you.
Okay.
Mummy and Daddy told me not to talk to humans.
Don't worry, he works with me.
I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see you. The room's quite small and narrow. Probably just about outside. But Weir might be at the doorway. You're probably not quite room for you in here as well.
I wouldn't have entered anyway.
Yeah.
But these guys can crack on.
Yeah. You shouldn't talk with humans.
Sometimes they're very useful. Like, for example, when you have to go and rid houses of big scary bugs.
Good at that.
You have to kill the Slicks.
Kill the big scary bug. We can do that.
Hate it.
We can do that. Oh, we can do that.
Just want my house back.
Why did it come here, do you know? Just sort of walked in, or was it after something?
I don't know. It came at the same time as Hungus.
Okay.
But look, I just want my house back. I've been under this smelly bed for days and days, and I'm hungry, and I need a shower.
I get that feeling. Adventuring is very similar. You've been very brave. Here, he's going to pass us some rations from his bag.
Okay, she takes them. Thank you.
Go steady. It doesn't taste very nice, but it's very filling. So take your time with it.
I just want my mummy and daddy. Daddy will know what to do.
You will, I'm sure. When we find him, we'll tell him where you are.
Get rid of that Slicked.
You will.
My daddy's got lots of gold.
Where does he keep his gold?
Kill that thing, and he'll probably tell you.
It's a good idea. We'll do that. I'm going to give you this. He's going to pull a bell out of his bag, holding it so it doesn't chime.
Yeah.
He's going to slide it across the floor. Be very, very careful with it because it's very, very loud. If you run into trouble, start waving this around and we'll come find you.
Okay, mister. Still kind of looking at you at the corner of her eye.
Is the door to this room doesn't have a lock, right? No.
Okay.
It'd be too loud to drag a bed in front of the door. We'll have to leave it. Well, remember what I said about the bell? We'll come as soon as you ring that bell, okay?
Yes.
But don't ring it unless you absolutely have to, because it will bring Slick down here as well.
Yes.
We have to go upstairs, don't we?
Be careful, mister.
I'm always careful. That's what I do. Let's go and find this thing. You know, backtrack.
Go back to the door with the stairs.
Yeah, I'm going to quietly close the door behind me as well.
Okay.
And then backtrack up
to the kitchen.
Yeah, the stairs. So back up to the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got
We've got
barricaded doors
two doors
on
on
the
the
way up.
and then
So we probably go up first. But barricaded doors would imply there's something behind the barricaded doors. But I guess we go up first and check the unbarricaded place first.
If we kill a Slicked, everything's ours, right? I think realistically,
yeah, I get the
I don't
impression.
think there's any parents. I don't think.
Although this other
Hungers.
Hungust, could he be the Slicked? Could they be a
Could
shapeshifter?
Could be.
Wouldn't be the first one we've encountered.
I'll find out.
Okay, up the stairs.
Up the stairs to Tomorrowland.
So, you go up the stairs. So it angles kind of like an elbow west. There's like a little mini landing, a tiny little 5 foot by 5 foot stone landing, and then another short flight of stairs west along this narrow corridor, narrow stairwell. And there is quite, as you get to the top of that stairwell, there's quite a powerful, again, there's so many different strong smells around. There's quite a powerful kind of fecal smell up here.
Yummy.
As you sort of get to the top of the stairs. Are you still sort of in point?
Yeah, definitely we'll do that.
Yeah.
I think we're all a bit squished, so I can
And
avoid damage better than anyone else, I think.
yeah, and you're going up to the top of the stairs.
Unless there's like a gigantic bug creature there, or serrated knives or something like that, then probably yes.
You can give me a perception roll if you want
For
to
serrated knives specifically.
pre-check anything.
I will generally keep a lookout for danger. It's a powerful 1 for 4.
Okay. As you get to the top of the stairwell, you realise a moment after you've already triggered a tripwire. As you were looking, a 1 unfortunately is not going to do the job. As you get to the top there, a net falls atop you.
Nice.
Quite a heavy, thick net. It only gets people who are at the top of the stairs, of which it's the first person. No one else is getting trapped by it. But a net falls down quite loudly. It makes quite a heavy sound and like a thud as it falls to the ground. It doesn't fall very far. It's only a ceiling, 10-foot ceiling or something, if that. But a heavy net falls atop Sildum.
That's exciting.
At the top of this landing. As you look, you're in a sort of you're in like a P-shaped room, like a capital P. Sort of the left-hand side is sort of 15 foot, the right-hand side is sort of 10 foot, if that makes sense. There's a door immediately to the west, and then you can't quite make out anything else at the moment because you're under a net and no one else is. You're sort of difficult terrain for everybody else at the moment.
It didn't do any damage or anything, it just dropped on me.
Big heavy net lands on you.
Cool. I'm going to cut my way out of the net.
Sure.
I will assist with my dagger and help him cut his way out of the net,
No problem.
keeping a watch on looking into the room while I'm doing so.
Probably poke you a couple of times with the knife because I'm not watching.
Who's out there?
Here we go.
You're sort of making your way through the net, sort of cutting it away, both of you quite frantically. You're making good progress. It's only a regular rope net. Who's out there? Seems to be coming from a doorway to the north side of this landing. As you glance up, so you can see there's a door to the west, door to the north side of this room, and there's actually another door to the northeast side of this room as well. Who is it?
Keep quiet. Tilden's not saying anything, he's getting out of this net first.
Okay. Keep slashing, keep going. And after a short amount of time between your blades, you'll be able to get through it somewhat easily. So you can sort of stand over it and gather, if you would like, in this landing, this little hallway. So, door to the west side, door to the north side, door to the east side. I said, who is it?
Tilden's going to sneak up to the side of the north door. He's going to try and do that.
Yeah.
And then just stand next to it, kind of side onto it, in case he comes barging through, basically.
Sure.
I'll take the other side of the door.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then he's going to signal in cant to Weir. Ready? Question mark.
And he gives you a yes.
Cool.
He's got a short bow drawn.
Knocking. No, he's just going to have a knife in one hand. He's going to open the door, or slowly try and open the door because it's locked, of course, and then feel which way the door's going to go, and just fling it open.
It will open inwards so that you'll push.
Yeah, so he'll basically just push it inwards and go back to where he was hidden.
Sure. It's locked.
Cool. Okay. So he just hears me try the door.
Yes. What do you want?
Maybe let us in and we'll talk about it.
Who is that?
A friend.
No, you're not.
Well, I'm not going to drink your blood if that's what you mean.
Oh, the Slicked. Have you seen the Slicked?
If you don't mind keeping your voice down, maybe we won't see it in a little while.
You here to rid us of it?
Depends. It was worth our while, maybe.
We must spread the word
Spread the word of what?
of this thing. Get help. How many of you are there?
You wouldn't mind keeping your voice down, we can talk about it.
I'm talking.
You're not going to last very long hidden in the cupboard.
Well, no. Look, just tell somebody. How many are there of you?
I'm going to take a wild guess that you're Hungus.
Uh, yes, Lord Hungus.
Lord Hungus. Wonderful. And you're not from here, are you? You came relatively recently.
This is my manor.
It's your manor. Interesting. Did somebody visit you fairly recently?
Yes, this thing.
Mm.
This Slicked.
And you had some elven guests at some point.
There were some elves, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Where are they now?
I don't know. I think it got them.
Interesting. That makes sense. That makes sense. So, when did this thing arrive? How long have you been in this cupboard?
Look, it's not safe. You've got to get out here and bring more people.
I'm confident we've got it for now.
How many of you?
Enough.
This thing is killing everything.
Yeah, it's been stalking the countryside, using your house as a little base of operations.
I'm sure there's more of them. We've got to stop them.
Or I could leave.
And tell everyone.
No, I could just leave.
Are you with the elves?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
You work for Equa?
Have done.
Great. Please tell the king.
The king isn't going to be interested in this.
King Andoran.
Yeah, he's busy, man.
Oh no, but you don't understand. They've been killing everything.
Everything.
The bugs. They've been killing animals, and they've been killing like elves.
More than one.
They must be stopped. We must eliminate them.
Well, that seems a little rash. It might just be a single, isolated problem. I'm sure we don't want to get the king involved.
No, we must tell the king.
Well, we're still in the process of finding out if there's any reason why I should stay here or whether I should move on somewhere else. It seems to me this is a whole heap of somebody else's problem.
Weir gives you thieves' cant for find out where the money is.
He's going to signal back. Patience getting there.
I'm interested in finding out how many of these things are in the house.
How did you come here? Why are you here?
I wouldn't worry about that for now. I'm talking about hard currency. You have enough of that I can get rid of your slicked creature.
Oh yes. I mean, yes. Have it all. Have as much as you want. Once we get rid of him.
Marvelous. Where is it?
You can have anything in the manor. It's in the house, but I wouldn't tackle it if I was you.
Wouldn't tackle the creature.
No,
Why not?
it's too powerful.
We've seen slicks before. I'm sure we can handle another one.
You've seen them before.
Of course.
These are beastly creatures. I'm not sure that you know what you're dealing with.
I'm sure we'll manage. A couple of us have served. We know what's going on.
Your best bet is to run, and spread the word and get the king.
And the King Andram is going to ride down here from Equa and rid you of your slicked problem, is he?
He has. They're allied. They're allied with the Slicks,
They are.
and this is ridiculous. This thing is killing everything.
Certainly is. But one bad apple isn't necessarily going to upset King Dandaram's whole economic empire, is it?
Well, I think once he finds out what's been happening, he'll be shocked.
You think? Nobody's told him thus far, and there's carcasses all up and down the countryside.
Well, we must spread the word. We must tell everybody.
Maybe I'll do that. But first, we need to figure out how it's going to be worth my while.
I've told you, you can anything in the manor, but we must inform people first.
We can do that. Specifically gold.
Oh yes, there is lots and lots of gold available.
And you just keep it lying around the place in bags, I presume.
Oh, it's in the main manor. Yes.
Yeah, just lying around the place.
Oh yes.
Yeah, just lining the floors.
Oh,
the
this
ceiling.
Oh, there's riches, there's wealth, all
Yeah.
sorts of wealth here.
Wonderful. Where will I be looking exactly? I don't want to trip over it on my way out.
Well, it'll be. I mean, it's in the main manor house where the slick seems to be. I mean, don't do it. I've barricaded shut the doors.
And there's only one, you said?
Oh yes, at the moment, but there'll be more. There will be more
How do you know there'll be more?
because there's a city of them.
A long way away from here.
The blight.
Way up in the north.
Well, it's come all the way down here. So imagine how far it would be willing to go. Where are you from? Would you put your family in danger?
Probably. That's another story. Seems to me that it's probably come this way to get close to the sweet mines.
The sweet mines. I don't know.
You don't know. You're a very rich man. You live very close to them. I don't suppose you're profiteering out of it.
From this thing? No. I'm just the lord of the manor.
Or you just came across this money by chance.
I'm the Lord Hungus.
Lord Hungus.
I'm the last of the clown, don't you know?
Clown.
Say that again.
I'm the last of the clown.
The last of the clown.
That was Baby Porridge was the last of the clown.
I'm not going to know this unless you say anything.
No.
And what the hell is a glown?
Well, I couldn't say as I'm the last. My people are long extinct. But for Lord Hungus, Lord of the Manor, trying to survive here against this creature. We're just saying, get on with it.
Assuming nobody's going to react to that.
I'm going to sort of try and indicate to you without making myself heard that some of his story doesn't ring true.
Baby Porridge thought he was the last of the clown.
Yeah.
It's possible they just don't know each other,
True.
and they both think they're the last.
Perhaps they all think they're the last.
Maybe they've all just got
Millions of
like
them all
goldfish.
thinking, I'm the last
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
But there's
I'm
one
the
over
last
there.
of the
No, I
clown.
can't see him. No.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Hungus, I need you to do me a favour.
Yes.
I need you to stay in this room and not go anywhere.
Oh, I'm going to very much do that.
Have you got enough food to stay in there?
Oh, I've got a little, but I'm getting a little peckish.
Well, I'm sure you are. But yes, do me a favour. Stay in there. Don't do anything rash. We're going to go and investigate. Make sure your story rings true and you haven't done something strange. And then maybe we see about getting some help.
That would be great. All of the food here smells like feet.
It does, yeah. Marvellous cheese, though. You have a good selection of cheese.
They're like whelks, these lot.
Yeah.
Like a whelk.
Xolen is very quietly going to set a hunting trap up outside of his room.
Okay.
Just to make sure he stays in his room.
I'm happy you can do that quietly enough, given that you've got a door between the two of you.
Cool. And then we do a quick sweep of the rest of the doors before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one to the east, one to the west.
Quick. Well, we're pretty sure it's on the other side of the house at this point, so it's going to be pretty low risk. So I'm going to silently sneak over to the east door and give that a push open.
It is a quite disgusting experience, as it is a tiny latrine
Nice.
which is overflowing beyond all semblance of
He's
overflowing.
been using the latrine.
Yes, there's a massive portion of dung.
Lovely. Right.
I've heard of it called a portion before.
Portion. Shut that again.
We're not of the Mackie D's. Portion.
So then we'll silently open the other door, assuming there's no gold in the feces.
So as you open that door, it pulls inwards, like kind of a pull. There's a pull door back into this area, and as you open it, some furniture slightly moves. There's a little corridor which runs north to south for about 15 foot along the western wall, and it is completely packed. There's a double bed on its side. There's a dresser. There's a chair, and it particularly they look like they've gone out of their way again to make a big barricade.
Okay.
And there's another door to the south side, which is open. One to the north side, which is shut, and one to the west side, which is shut. But it's all completely barricaded. You know, they've filled the whole corridor with furniture, such that it's a pretty decent deterrent to get through whichever doors he was trying to block.
Could be they lead downstairs again.
Yeah. So there's a south side that's open, north side and west side, did you say?
Yes.
West
Right.
side.
Okay, so we're going to go through here, or we're going to go through the barricade downstairs?
We saw a single candle lit. So trying to place from outside where that candle was lit.
Okay, if
Is it any of
you'd
these
like
rooms?
to give me a
Dungeoneering
just
roll
a
through
just
the
a
barbers.
wisdom check.
Oh, jeepers. Hit me with your best shot. I'm gonna go bam. Let's see. It's a natural 20.
Um,
wise!
Okay, you
It's
think
like Prison Break. You've had the whole manor tattooed all over you. Oh.
you think
Oh,
you
I'll
are
put that up.
in on the eastern wall,
Yep.
kind of in the middle part of the eastern wall. You think the candle was on the extreme southwest of the upper story, the same story you're on.
Okay. So, we're heading south. If we want to find the thing, we're heading anywhere else. If we want to find some gold.
What are we doing?
Gold. I want to take a look at this thing. Gold's all well and good, but it's not every day you get to meet a genuine monster.
You're not thinking of. I mean, it will kill you. And I really think you should raise the alarm.
Are we going to clear this corridor and go that way, or are we going to go backtrack and go down through the back?
How is it going to be a pain in the butt for us to go this way? Because it's so densely barricaded.
It's more barricaded than the two doors downstairs.
Cool. We'll head downstairs. And get through that way.
Could use the front door.
Could backtrack around to
Go around the front door.
Maybe. Do you think slits place traps?
We don't know what they do. We've never seen
I
one.
don't know. I've seen one.
They're sentient.
Not saying I've seen a dead one.
front door? Or
I think we could go back through down one of the barricades.
okay. Left or right?
Left.
Left.
Oh, we did a good
Oh, watch out for the net.
Yeah, we will. good network, though. I liked it.
Right.
So downstairs the kitchen.
Yes.
The 2 barricaded doors on the west side.
Mm-hmm.
And see, there's the one slightly more. They're right next to each other. These 2 doors, sort of in the southwest corner, but one's on the extreme south and one's just slightly above it.
We go for the extreme south one.
Okay. So yeah, again, barricaded just with bits and bobs, desks, tables, stools and things. It's easy to remove from this side. Takes no roll. It's just moving furniture. You suspect it would have been quite tricky from the other side. So pull that all away and try the door.
Quick mirror on the door to make sure there's not a gigantic insectoid on the other side waiting to eat my brain.
Sure. It looks to be a much, much larger room. You can't get a good view of particularly anything in here, just that it's much more spacious, and you can make out a statue about 20 foot to the south.
Big statue of an insect.
Very realistic.
In the south. Cool. Silently pull the door open or push the door open, depending.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as silently as I can.
Yeah, no problem. So you do so.
Cool. Have a peep.
You realise you are in a large kind of hall, like a big entrance hall, like a main hall. There's a huge central stairwell. You're arriving from the sort of the northeast side of this hall. It's round about 35 foot square, and you can see up another floor above you. There's looks to be kind of like a wraparound landing on the first floor, the first story, and the central stairwell runs from. You'd go on the lower step from the south side of this main room in the centre, and you ascend the stairwell to the north side, and then it would arrive on a landing above you. Does that make sense?
Mezzanine.
Yeah. There's either side of the stairwell is flanked by these statues, fairly regal elf statues.
You said that was on the north side? The stairwell.
The stairwell's sort of bang in the centre of the room.
Okay.
And then you would go on the lower step from the south side. It's like a big double stairwell, and then at the north side of this room it seems to join a landing. Yeah, on the next story. There's big double doors on the south side of the room. And then there are the door you've just come through on the northeast side. There's a door to the north on the extreme opposite you on the northwest side. There's another door on the north wall.
Up the stairs.
Not upstairs on this. Yeah, this is all on this lower floor. Yeah. So there's another, and there's another 2 doors. One on the southwest side, heading south, and facing the south wall, and another one just to the east of the double doors on the south wall, facing south. Okay. So we're in a large hallway.
Okay.
There again is another different, strong, pungent smell. This time it's a kind of very acrid, kind of like a bitter, unusual smell. You can't quite place it like you could place some of the other ones. Just unpleasant. There's all these large, big, lavish, opulent paintings, really big ones. Huge, you'd be able to carry them. Huge mounted paintings on the walls. Big tapestries as well. This is clearly a very expensive, quite nice, if you like this kind of thing, mansion. There's
Weir does. Loves a tapestry.
There's a great big like grand chandelier hanging above that central stairwell. You can just make out on the ceiling of the first floor, because it's kind of that open. If you imagine, you've got 2 floors, one above the other. There's like a cutout that you can see in the centre to the story above. There's There are some shards of light making their way through some skylights into here. But then there's some candelabras and things, but nothing's lit. So it's pretty dark in here, but for the shards of light. There's everything else looks like a nice regal home, except for a quantity of these very strange clumps of like an orange or kind of amber coloured kind of like crystals all over the walls. They seem to be particularly in sort of the corners of the room, but also there's a big clump, like big clusters, like couple of feet wide, clusters of this sort of crystal-like structure. Sort of some of it attached to the stairwell as well. There's and underneath these crystals, there's staining under everyone, like dark staining underneath each one.
Sweet.
Cocoons.
Are they translucent?
They are quite translucent. Obviously, you can't see particularly well, but for your glow bone, and it refracts. And there you can see a little way. You can see some of the like decoration on the wall through them, but it's quite thick.
So
crystal-like structure.
Investigating the one nearest to me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I've seen enough aliens films. I'm going to have a look and see if there's. Can I see into it? See if there's anything.
Yes, if you want to give me an investigation roll.
That's not great. That's going to be 6. My investigation rolls are. That's only 8.
8. Looks to be. Are you touching it, or are you just looking at it?
I'm not going to touch it.
Okay, so you look into it. It does look like, you imagine it would feel like crystal, but you don't know that for sure. You know, it's that mineral-like structure, amber, and it's fairly smooth as well. It's not particularly rough crystal.
Is it going?
It's not making any sounds. And as you peek into it, there's not really anything that you can detect, particularly with your 8.
I'll take a step or 2 back and poke it with the end of my staff.
Okay. So you do so, and it feels hard. It feels like almost mineral-like, stone-like.
Give it a whack. Don't know what it is. You shouldn't whack it.
Give it a taste. Zolan thinks it's just going to be like honey. I'm going to lick a finger, it's wet, I'm going to wipe it over the crystal, and just put it in, just lick it, see if it's sweet. Is it sweet? I'm assuming it to be sweet. I'm assuming this is the sweet.
So if you give it a lick.
I don't lick it.
No,
it's different, alright?
Yeah, disgusting, foul,
Okay.
bitter.
It's not very sweet.
Almost kind of sort of maybe sulphurous. Just a really unpleasant, minerally, bitter, acidic thing.
Not bad.
It's alright. Not yet.
Some kind of deposit. It could be
It's
poo.
working. Could be, yeah.
You hear
Slick poo.
a couple of other things of note. The door, as you're sort of looking around, investigating, sort of spanning around, the door on the north wall, so you're fairly close to it, but the one on the north side, and the door is actually open on that one. All the other ones, it's shut. And it's very obvious, once you get the right angle on it, that where you'd expect a space to be is a layer of this amber crystal-like structure that completely blocks that room.
Big nasties in there.
And after a few more moments, you hear a soft whispering coming from somewhere in the sort of southwest vicinity. There's no audible words, you can't make anything out, but you can hear all of you can hear a definite whispering of voices.
Voices.
Voices. Tiptoe over that way.
Try the door in the southwest corner.
Okay, so heading to the southwest. So
Well,
Yeah.
use the mirror first.
Do the mirror thing first.
yeah, so you go past the statues. The statues kind of flank that central staircase. You walk past those. You see these big double doors to the south.
As we walk past, I'm just going to give the hairy eyeball to the statues, just in case there's any chance of them suddenly coming to life and being attacked.
Yeah.
Haunted
Um,
house.
They. I mean,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
welcome to give me an investigation roll.
Just as we go past, I'm not going to poke at them more. It's a little bit better. That'll be 11.
11. They look like somewhat noble or regal or royal elves. You don't recognise who they might be. They are statues of elves.
So they're definitely statues in statue-type poses, and not sort of like a husband and wife in a
A big vat of amber.
yeah.
Yeah, thus far they appear to be default statues.
Right.
Stone statues.
Okay.
Okay. So heading further down to that southwest side, you note the door to the east of the double doors as well. Just still on that south wall. That too is partially covered by amber, but the door is shut on this one. It's not completely covered, but it's partially covered by amber. Venture down to that southwest door and try and poke your mirror through. It's a larger room. There seem to be some chairs you can make out. You can make out a low table. You can see windows, so there's light in this room. This room is much better lit than the one you're in. And you think you can make out potentially another crystal somewhere against one of the walls. But each time you do it, you can't. It's hard to get a complete look of the room. It's slightly obscured.
There's not two people having a whisper and chat to each
You
other.
can't see anybody. No.
Quiet as I can, push the door to, or pull the door to, depending which way I go.
Yeah. So you do so. As you enter, you realise there's a bright room, so you actually got good vision in here, Malcolm. First time, and as you open the door, it casts quite a bit more light into that central room as well. There's like 3 windows, and this room's mostly rectangular, about 15 foot north to south, and about 30 or so foot east to west. But it's rounded off in one corner, like the southwest corner is rounded, almost like it's forming part of the external turret on the building. And there's 3 big windows around that circular part of the room. There's what was probably once a very lavish sofa. These expensive-looking chairs. These low, almost like coffee tables, dark wooden tables around. There's a big circular indigo rug in there. It's a very nice, what looks to be kind of like a reception room. There's 2 like polished goblets on the table. There's still these peculiar amber crystals, particularly in the corners of the room, and this lingering bitter smell and this persistent blood staining, this black dark brown blood staining that's definitely obviously still on the carpet, picked up again from the trails that you've seen previously. There's just more of this staining now than it's not like one trail, it's just quite a bit of staining, particularly under these crystals. Of note, all the furniture is completely sort of shredded, torn, scratched. It is something has been destroying things, and it looks kind of animalistic in the way the clawing is on some of the bits and pieces.
Hear any whispering?
Give me a perception roll.
Back to my old ways.
They don't like this place.
It isn't particularly fantastic, I'll be honest. It's not great, it's only a 9. Not great at perception.
Given that you're straining, after a few moments you hear another doorway open from beyond. So there's 2 doors in this room. One is the one you've come through, and there's another door on the north side, just like to the west. And you think you hear another door either open or shut from beyond that.
Cool. Keep following.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you keep following up quietly as we can?
Weir looks down at one of the goblets as he goes past it and just picks it up and investigates it. Pops it in his satchel.
Just one.
It's always better to get a pair.
It is, yeah. He's just picked up one.
Oh, we'll get the other one.
Yeah,
He's doing it. Well,
sure.
Xolen, chuck that in your bag.
It's
The bag's not in your own backpacks, boys.
It's not for junk.
I've kept there's
It's
no
not for junk.
there's not for junk.
This is money.
I've kept this a secret.
I'll take a chalice.
You've all got bags.
Yeah, but yours holds everything.
I know it holds not everything, but it holds my things. It's my bag. It's a very sentimental bag.
Now, when we need somebody to carry a load of shit, he gets possessive about his bag.
Absolutely.
Terrific.
I was sad that I let the cat out of the bag. Not literally.
He's still in
got
there.
Yeah, it is still in there. I tried keeping this bag a secret for a long time.
the goblet that you take actually has like a sigil on it, which sort of vaguely resembles a feather. It's not obviously a feather. It's just got. When you look at it, you think that looks a bit like a feather. And they're very elegant goblet, polished, some kind of polished, shining metal.
Nice.
So are you trying that the other north door in this room?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm not. We can do that.
So just going in.
Do the old mirror thing first.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very slow walk
don't
through the
care,
manor, but we're
don't
being very
care.
cautious.
I'm not gonna.
So mirror again.
I'm not going to get ambushed by anything.
So you have a look in there.
Sooner or later, you're going to put that mirror under a doorway, and you're just going to see a massive tentacles.
Yeah.
Give me another perception roll.
I'll go Malcolm. If you wouldn't mind. Perception. Bam. 19.
You see a door open at the far side, and you see 2 brownies.
Oh!
I don't know if you've seen brownies before, Sildon, but
I have. I've seen them at Bastion.
Sure, yeah. So,
That's why they were travelling to.
yes, yeah, they, 2 brownies at the far end of the room, and they're holding something. Can't quite make out what. There's also in there, by the way, it's a kind of a 25-foot room, 15-foot across, stone again, and there's some kind of shelving or something on the east side, and it looks like lots of broken stuff as well on the east side.
Okay. Quietly open the door.
Okay. As you do so, they're going to throw something at you, but I'm going to give you advantage on the save because you've already seen them.
Cool. And I can't be surprised, which is very boring. But surprised by nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing surprises me.
No.
Fine. So you've still got advantage, and it's a dex save.
Cool. Dex save.
Yeah.
I can do that for you. Thank God I had the advantage. It's not great. It's a 16.
16. You managed to dodge it. That's fine. That's plenty. And as they throw it through the air, this white powder emerges in the air at you, and sort of hits the door. Maybe you pull it just slightly shut to block it or something. And it looks like some kind of white powder. And within moments, you realise they've thrown a bag of flour at you. And it's just gone all over the door and all over the wall. And they look back and shut the door and head through the room to the north side.
Well,
Did I hear a brownie?
you did.
Brown.
I think it's going to get pretty loud in here.
Right, I'm going in.
Sure.
Fucking hate brownies.
The flour is all over the south side now of this sort of this room, and you realise the shelving on the right hand side is actually kind of like a cellarette, like a drinks bar,
Oh, cool.
sort of a drinks cabinet, but
Suddenly-
everything's smashed. At first glance, at least.
We're
There's
going on
this,
strike.
there's this strong smell of ethanol in here. Another
That's quite
strong
pleasant.
smell. Smells everywhere here.
Yeah.
Very aromatic
Yeah.
building. Smashed glass front on it. It looks like at some point there's amber crystals in here again. There are, and it looks to be everything's sticky, but for the flower, so you're sort of stepping through this flowery area is unavoidable, unless you're particularly going out of your way to not stand on it. But it covers a big surface, so you've got sort of flowery feet, sticky floor now as well, and then this broken glass all around this cabinet. And there looks to be there's a lot of kind of fine spirits and liquors that were once in this cabinet, which are now just smashed glass and sticky floor.
It's like Rock City on a Saturday night.
Yeah, at least at first glance, there's it's all smashed
Right, I'm gonna. So the brownies have gone through a door on the opposite.
on the north side. Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna follow the little bastards.
Okay.
I hate brownies. The first hint of them, and I've lost all reason. I'm just going right. Stick.
Do it.
Fine. So you go straight through that north door.
Yeah.
Is everyone following at the same kind of rate as him?
Probably a little quieter, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll
Fine.
keep up with him.
You open the next door. It opens again.
As it opens, I know what's I know what's going to happen. Although I push the door open, I'm going to try and not make myself an easy target.
So you're readying.
Yeah,
You're readying a dodge.
I'm readying a dodge.
Okay, I'm
yeah,
fine
'cause-
with it. If you see anything thrown towards you, basically, or something. Okay, fine.
Because although I'm rushing headlong, I am fully aware of what brownies are like.
Sure.
It's the reason why I want to murderficate them.
You open the door. There's enough light. This next room's pretty well lit. There's lots of windows in here. There's 25 foot by 25 foot roughly. And then none of these rooms are sort of perfectly square. They've all got little chamfers or rounded areas and bits and pieces. The pungent smell with that ethanol smell now merges with this kind of smoky aroma in this next room, kind of like stale smoke. As you walk in, there's this big lavish red rug in the centre of the room, more of these amber crystals in the corners. There's a large wooden like a boardroom style table in the centre with chairs all around. There's a little box in the centre of the room. There's a cabinet on the west wall between some windows, and it itself is kind of immersed within a big crystal. So this cabinet sort of almost sealed shut by this crystal. It looks like it might have once, at first glance, held kind of cigars and tobacco products in this cabinet, but it's sort of all sealed over. There's a fireplace on the north side. Yeah, that's everything at the moment.
No other doors.
There's a door immediately to the east.
And that probably leads back out into the main entrance hall, I would have thought. I'm thinking about my map, if I've got my map right. But where's the brownies?
Give me a perception roll.
15.
It'll be enough. There's no.
Plus 2 is 17.
Yeah, you don't believe they're in this room, but you can make out flowery footprints, which are leading to the east door.
Someone's going to check the box and see if it's a cigar box.
It is a cigar box.
Is it full of lovely cigars?
There is a single cigar in the box.
One cigar.
Again, you realise as you're looking in that area, there's scratches and scrapes all over the table, and there's blood splatters everywhere. There's blood splatters.
I'll carefully wrap the single cigar and take it.
Sure.
That will come in handy for when I'm about to die. In true Tom and Jerry fashion.
Right, so I'm going to follow the footprints.
You open the next door. This door, as you predicted, returns you to that main hallway.
Ah, well done, cartographer.
So the areas you haven't, and again you see these footprints, and they seem to be heading up the stairwell, so down and up that main central staircase.
Right.
Remember, there's this large amber door immediately to the north, pretty close to where you stood. It's open but sealed with this amber. And then there's also another door on the south side, just to the east of the double doors, which you haven't looked at, which is partially covered by amber as well.
Okay. Upstairs?
Yeah, let's do it. We can't get through the big
If my map's right, that's where we came in. The only other door that on this level is the one that's partially blocked, or the one that is completely blocked, or the front door.
Yeah.
So
Up the stairs.
up the stairs. Follow the footsteps up the stairs.
Heading
We
up
know
the
on the
stairs.
south side there's a lit candle in a window.
Yeah, and I'm going to.
Strikers the type to light candles. This guy.
No, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious rather than just chasing headlong after the brownies. Now that I can follow them without having to actually catch them, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious about, because obviously we're kind of heading into the red zone now.
Okay. Describe being cautious. Are you giving me are you doing a
I'm
stealth
not,
roll,
no, I'm not
or are
being
you?
stealthy, but
No.
I'm also not just charging full tilt. You know, I'm sort of just being aware of my surroundings, possibility of
Do you want to give me a perception roll then?
big, nasty, horrible things happening to me. Oh, that's a natural one.
Okay. So as you and you're heading up the staircase,
Yeah.
oblivious.
Yeah.
Halfway up the staircase, you hear a sound from above you on the landing. Remember, they got that wraparound landing the whole way around. You don't see it because you were a 1. The person behind sees an object, an arrow, fire at the rope or the suspending part holding the chandelier.
I knew that chandelier was going to be a problem.
And Malkin, can you please give me a dexterity saving throw?
10. But. Oh, hang on. Let me just make sure. My dex is +3, so that is 13.
13 is just enough, so completely oblivious.
Nice.
But maybe
Just hear the jingly jangly.
yeah, you just hear that loosing of an arrow and the sound at the impact above you, and you just look up just in the nick of time and take half a step back, and it lands.
Smash.
You know, you feel you probably get knocked slightly just in the front by one of the.
I hope it doesn't dislodge my glow bone.
It does not. Just knocks you just very, very slightly, but not enough to do any damage. Crashes on the ground, makes the most almighty sound, which
it.
echoes across the hall.
I knew it. As soon as I saw that chandelier, I thought that's going to be a problem.
Here we go.
You and at the same time, probably Silden, because your passive is going to be better than Silden's 1. Malcolm's 1. You notice at the corner of your eye something just running around that wraparound landing, sort of heading towards the south side of the wraparound landing. That is where we're going to leave tonight's session, having just made the loudest sound, obviously physically possible, echoing through this building.
Probably going to be fine.
And with that, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much, Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you,
Well done.
Dungeon Master.
Well done.
We're actually exploring an actual proper dungeony, dragony type house.
We are.
It's good.
We are.
Thank you very much, anyone that has joined us this evening. We have been done.